I'm good. I got a big ass head. I'm chilling.
Good morning. Good evening. Welcome back to the Clear My Throat podcast, the Graybeard podcast, and my guests tonight don't need any introduction. Say hello to Connor and Shannon Overbay.
Hey, we're back.
So glad to be here.
We're back, rocking the merch too.
I know. Well, I had to go throw mine on because I can't let them represent and not me represent too. So,
but Patrick didn't want to represent apparently.
Yeah,
he didn't get the memo.
He didn't.
Pat's
want to.
he's like, I've been out in the yard all day working.
Yeah.
I just do whatever on.
It's wild. It's real fun.
It doesn't have insulation in it.
Yeah,
what he
it's
said.
not itchy.
Yeah.
No, we're happy to be back, man. It's
Yeah.
awesome to be back hanging out with you guys. We were just sitting here chopping it up for
I know.
a good
We were
couple
just
minutes.
literally just sitting here like, I'm like, why don't we fucking start the
Yeah.
podcast? We're just talking about shit, Like,
It's always a good
Watching
time.
AI.
yeah. Well, we were talking about, I was showing you guys that Google Veo. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
And you should look up more of videos. I want to show you, there's other videos and they're nuts.
It is
Like,
creepy.
It is definitely creepy.
okay, yeah, these, of course there's ads. Fucking Google. I'm not going to pay for Google Plus, premium or platinum.
YouTube.
or
I don't
whatever.
believe in the
YouTube.
premiums.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Same difference.
I'm the same with like Spotify and everything. I will not pay for it.
So this is all AI generated.
Yeah. That's
No plan A either. I've been buried alive.
Oh hell no.
10,000 pounds of beans.
Beans.
See if I can get out.
Beans.
I gave my credit card number to the dark web just to see what happens.
I was adopted by crocodiles. They haven't eaten me yet, so that's a
Yet.
good sign. Welcome to Rabies Roulette.
See now there, I feel like you can tell it's a little weird, right?
Raw chicken, and I'm gonna fight off stray dogs.
They begged me not to eat this fruit, but I felt energetically drawn to it.
Day 143 of rebuilding the Great Pyramid in my backyard. 15 years, 2 divorces, 1 restraining order, and today I found Bigfoot.
Oh my.
a gorilla.
About to get to the Atlantic Ocean. Let's see if 41 million square miles fits in one man. Today, legends, I'm drinking toilet water from every country on Earth.
Ugh.
Today, we're deep in Equatorial Guinea.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's so
I can't.
awful.
I can't.
That's so
I
awful.
like that.
Oh yeah, that was
I
the last
gotta.
one.
Well, this one I'm gonna have to get a picture with you too,
Of course.
because I was like, I don't think I have one of the three of us.
No, I don't.
There's got to be one in existence.
It has to be from the
last
first
time.
one. The first
very
one she was
first
on
one.
with
I
me.
don't know if I got a picture that day.
Oh,
I was
Maybe
pretty bad
not.
about it back then.
Yeah.
Now we've kind of gotten better about it.
We-
Like, I'm
we
like,
have
you
a whole
can't leave, and they're
process.
like,
yeah, we're pretty good about it now.
Yeah, say we
Yeah.
always do the picture like after right when we finish the interview. We're like, all right, picture time. No one's forgetting
Yep.
anything
yeah.
now.
Just
I thought
immediate.
about starting to do it prior,
Yeah,
so I won't forget. And then it's just like, okay, don't worry, head out. You know?
yeah, that's true.
Oh, there's 13 minutes of this VO3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
sure.
I think we're good on it, but I mean, it's very,
Will Smith eating spaghetti.
yeah, that was a test apparently, but it's not very good.
I don't trust this
Yeah,
AI
it's still
shit,
very
man.
weird.
I think it's
I don't
weird.
I don't distrust it. I think it's a great tool
It is.
if you use it right. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, I'm sure that there's going to be people that like use it for evil.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's the thing, man. It's just like there's a couple things going on with it, right? So one, obviously we have grown up in the time of Google, so we could always look up whatever we
Mhm.
want. But I feel like, there's also all of AI is really doing is scouring the internet and giving you an answer very quickly,
Oh
right?
yeah, I think so.
I
I mean, either that or it's like it's whatever is loaded into their database.
Yeah.
I don't know if their database, if they have like the ability to like reach to the internet.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we need to pose that question to Mr. Newhouser.
Well, there's like Google AI now. Like whenever
Yeah.
you search something just as it was normal Google, it's
Right.
like it'll give you an AI answer.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No, I know that.
It's
half
all
the
like
time-
intertwined now.
half the time we Google anything. That's what we get.
I just think it's going to get weird sooner or later.
How so?
I don't know, man. It's just like sooner or later things are going to be like where we don't have an option. It's just like, okay, AI will tell you what you can and can't do sooner or later.
Well, yeah, I think it's going to get even weirder the fact that there's probably going to be a lot of discoveries, like scientific
That's true.
discoveries.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of like quick advancements. So
Mhm.
there's going to be a lot of like, in my opinion, like more like class distinctions, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a subset of people that use AI to just make advancements, get rich off of it, and they excel. And those be the ones that own these AI companies that have access to all this information. So
I don't know. The only thing I worry about is like when everybody gets outfitted with the Neuralink.
Oh yeah.
And of course, all the it's kind of what he was saying, but like with that, AI doesn't trouble me so much as humans do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're the ones that are gonna use it for bad shit. But like with that Neuralink, and no, there's no more secrets. You know, and only the rich people have it at first.
It could get weird.
They're going to definitely be able to use. They'll be super smart. They'll know everything, and they'll be able to just take over.
Well, you've even seen it more now in like the. Do I sound okay to y'all? Do I sound weird?
no, you sound
Maybe it's just me being weird.
It's just probably you being weird.
But like what
Sound fine to me.
what I was talking to Ryan about is like how like digital design degrees and everything. He was saying how it's like a criminal thing now where we can just use AI like to sell one or like to make people pay for a design degree nowadays in college. They've closed a bunch down like in JU and
Really?
everything. Yeah, me and Shannon were talking about that last
they're
time.
closing a lot of like art classes and like those types of
Really?
Because of
Yeah.
how like much AI is being used now to make like some designs. Not saying all designs, because
Yeah.
like the way I look at it is you're never going to be able to replicate human creativity. You know, I feel like us as humans, we're all
not
different.
with a prompt.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
not
my
by
whole
typing in a
thing.
prompt.
Like,
That's true.
Like somebody was saying, like I talked to another like photographer or a bunch of photographers, and
Mm-hmm.
some of them are worried. They're like, oh no, and then some of them are embracing it, and I'm just like, dude, just use it as a tool.
That's
or,
what I
Or
say.
don't. But to what you just said, like I haven't seen anything. I've seen some really cool stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never seen anything like what I've seen from like actual photographers or people that like paint and draw. I mean, now it's just going to make us go even harder into paint. You know what I mean? Like you're going to have to just be more. You
and it's
know?
one of those things you almost have to like embrace it. It's not
Not going
it's,
away.
Yeah, it's like when you're getting older and you stop learning technology.
Yeah,
It's like this is something that's going to be part of the future.
right.
So
For sure. And our kids and their kids. It's just I can only imagine where it's going to go. The only thing that makes me nervous about AI is if they start putting it into them like bots.
Yeah.
those like Boston Dynamic bots.
What if they
Oh,
think
like-
we're stupid?
That's what I'm
What if they
saying.
hate us?
They're like, you're
Well,
just destroying the earth, so it's time to get rid of you.
I get that you can program something, but like, what if they just type that prompt in wrong and then the robot uses it as like a gray area? You know, it's
That's
just-
true. And they just signed a law in that they can't change, like they can't make any like new kinds of laws that will like prohibit progress with AI. I think that went in like a couple of days ago.
What?
I'm like that's
What?
for like 10 years. If you want to look it up, I think there was some kind of new like legislation put in about it. It was crazy. I was like, for 10 years.
That's
I'm like,
why everybody's up in arms or not, like just worried right now about AI.
it's oddly specific that they just put that in there. You
Yeah,
know?
that is
Well, you
weird.
have big executives coming forward and saying there's gonna be about to be like 1 million jobs that just go gone overnight.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
Well, I mean, even if you think about it now, right? When you go into like McDonald's or you go into name that fast food place, a lot of places are using kiosks now instead of someone working the register.
takes much longer.
And that's kind of wild to think about because like my first job ever was working a register at Five Guys, and sooner or later that's gonna be gone. And
Yeah.
I was being able to pay some bills doing that kind of stuff. But
Well, I mean, now you got an app. You can order your food on your on your phone in your car while you're on the way to the place,
which is crazy.
and you just walk in, pick it up, and leave.
That's what me and
Yeah.
Shannon do with Whataburger.
Oh,
That's
all the
our
time.
that's one of our favorite fast
Love
food
it.
Did you
places.
hear about
Wawa.
you guys hear about what Walmart is? And this is hypothetical. I don't know exactly if this is true or not, because there's a lot of fake news out there.
Yes, sir.
I've been seeing it on Facebook mostly. It's all these people, especially, and no shade to the lefties or the righties, but they're the people that are hardcore one way or the other.
Yeah.
They'll find these articles on Facebook, and then they'll reshare them. And I will always, I know they don't do this, but I will always go to the website that shared it and I'll go down the rabbit hole and find the root of the person that first shared it or made the article. and it's always there's like 300 developers on it, and 90% of them are in a different country.
Yep.
And it'll say like NBC dot news dot, it'll be like new
US
dot
dot
s,
UA
so it's like
Yeah.
there's these weird periods
It
in
is weird.
and it makes people think that it's the actual broadcast company, and it's
Gotcha.
not. It's totally not.
Well, I feel like that's a lot of social media. There's like bot farms, and
yeah.
like you post something and someone comments immediately, "Oh, send me this clip," or
Oh, I hate
send me.
that.
I'm like, dude, get
It's
off
always
of it.
Jacksonville community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fucking hate
that
it.
page always commenting on it. I'm just like, dude, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with
Like
you.
if you want to,
You can share it.
yeah, that is like the dumbest thing to put in the prompt. It's like prompt, but like if you're gonna do that, you can share anything. You don't have to
Yeah.
ask me to send it to you. That's fucking weird. But
Or they're like, oh, we'll get this seen by 15 million people only for
Yeah,
the low price
pass.
of $20.
Right.
I'm like,
Pass.
oh yeah, I bet.
well, Will's got a guy that does that at his shop, but we'll talk about that in a minute. A guy named Jimmy, he does that for himself. He's a SoundCloud artist, and he needs to get his downloads and his listens up. So he has a whole farm, but he charges people to do that. For them.
Really?
And the first episode I did with Will, he goes, "You're gonna have 1,500 downloads or 1,500 views in the first 24 hours on that video." And I was like, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But you remember the next day, I texted
Yeah.
him. I was like, "What the fuck?" There was 1,500 views
Yeah.
the next morning,
That's
What?
nuts.
and I was like, "That's pretty dope."
Yeah.
But then I found out, I was like, you motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was just, you either just got to continue making good content and shit will keep doing
Yeah.
its thing. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not worried about it.
No.
I'm not ever going to pay somebody to do that. But what I was going to tell you about Walmart and what I heard is that they are now moving to a subscription base. They're going to be like Sam's.
Oh, so kind of like
You have to
Sam's,
have a
BJ's.
membership card
Okay.
to shop there.
I am not paying
That's
a
a
single
joke.
fucking dollar to enter a Walmart. They can fuck right
They
off.
have their little
Or-
express lane for members. What's the point?
Right.
of-
It's Walmart.
Like, I'm not paying money
No.
so that I can ring my own groceries. First of all,
Right.
I'm ringing my own groceries, bagging them, and then I get checked by the fucking receipt, mafia at the door. And
They
now
always
you
take
want me to
forever.
pay you to allow me to
Yeah.
do my own work? Like, what?
No.
No.
And I have an issue with their scanners. Things always like double scan and stuff. So
It's because they don't clean the fucking
and
scanners.
you can't
100%.
tap your card. You have to insert your card there.
You have to clean them. You're the cashier.
What?
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
I don't care what anybody says.
Fuck that. I'll go to Aldi's.
Even though it's more expensive,
up.
Publix is the spot. I love Publix.
Publix
Yeah.
is.
If you haven't tried Aldi's, I'm a big fan.
I don't hate on Aldi's. I've been in them before.
They're
It's-
small,
Yeah.
and you can't always find every single thing you want.
But the necessities are there.
Well, a lot of the produce, all their produce is seasonal. And
Okay.
they do that because it's from here.
Mhm.
Right.
It's not from other places.
Yeah.
From what I understand, I don't want to speak out of turn. Like
They just don't buy it from Publix.
maybe, but Publix for sure gets shit from other countries.
Oh,
Like, I think
100%.
Aldi's is like we do it seasonally, whatever's in season,
Mm-hmm.
and we try to get it all from
makes sense.
the United States.
Yeah.
We keep the money in house. I think. I don't know. Isn't that like a Swedish company or something? I don't.
I think.
so.
Yeah.
So is Zen.
Is it
Yeah.
You.
The Swedes.
pumping all their poison on us?
Ooh, I love it.
Every country out there is trying to do us in.
Me and Patrick both know.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me
Represents,
more.
baby.
I won't do it.
I told Shannon, I'm like, for Christmas, for a stocking stuffer, I would like you to get me a whole roll of those things, please.
It's crazy.
I go through them so bad. It's so bad.
I know.
It's nice though on the job site.
Oh, it is. You're having a hard day. It's hot at work. You throw Zen in, it makes everything okay.
I don't know.
I got him a gold little Zen canister. He probably doesn't have it with him.
I do not at the current moment. It's my
No.
backpack, my work backpack, actually.
Yeah, I think you told us about that last time you were here.
What?
The gold Zen pouch thing.
I'm about to get me one. Shit.
They're cool. It has a little disposed thing that you can like
metal.
throw them in there. It's fucking sweet.
Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't tried them, but
Well, for me, I just can't vape anymore because it kills it. Like it kills my.
you don't mind if I.
I don't care, go
open
right
your
ahead.
Zen, do
You
you?
have to line up the.
There's.
Oh,
air.
is it a Zen?
You can just pull that bitch off if you're strong enough.
Well, apparently I'm not.
Would you like me to open them
I just
for
don't
you?
wanna break
Hey,
his
just
shit.
Grab it like,
It's a plastic can. I don't care. Let me see.
just-
Oh my god! Oh
Here,
my
Joe.
god!
Let
I
me
just
see.
wanted to smell it.
It's peppermint.
there,
Yeah.
This is probably the same kind.
Yeah. Peppermint 6 milli?
No, those are threes.
Threes.
Yours doesn't smell as minty as his.
Threes.
Those are threes.
You gotta have the 6.
Ah,
I'm just messing with it.
Should I do one? I'm not gonna get
Dude,
addicted
so
to
let me tell
something
you the
else.
story. I was at my dad's house and sitting on the back porch, and we may have been indulging in other things, but I gave him one of these, and after about 15 minutes, he turned pale white and started sweating.
Oh,
'Cause he doesn't usually take in nicotine, and he just
And you gave him a
Flush.
Zen? Ooh.
and so I was like, dude, spit that thing out. He spit it out, and so I had to go lay him down in bed and put a fan on him.
Wow.
I was like, dude, you need a fan. Like, that's gonna bring you back real quick. And so he put a fan on him. He's like, the fan feels so good. Like, I know. So if you're ever feeling like that, get air like moving across your body.
Nicotine will
out.
get you sometimes. There's
Yeah.
times where I've like thrown in too many Zins in a row, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, I'm feeling a
If
little.
you're
Not
like,
a good feeling.
If you feel like you're getting sick in the car, just put your head out the window. Seriously.
I can't, man. I can't. I don't want to get addicted to something else. That vape thing is bad enough as it is.
I understand it. I just can't vape anymore because it made me sick after a while. I did it for years. It just got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. So
Yeah.
switched over to another poison.
Yeah, that was one of the articles on Facebook that I saw, and I've seen it before, and it's been disproved like a million times. But it was someone that I love posted it talking about how vaping gives people popcorn lung.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
You cannot get popcorn lung from this.
I mean, at the end of the day, if it's not air, it's not really the best for you.
Exactly.
And that's anything, though. It's just everybody has their own vice.
Yeah.
Just like drinking, just like eating fast food. It
just like
is
walking
what it is.
around outside
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the brake dust flying around. You know what I mean? Like, come
Yeah.
on. There's shit pollutants in the air already that's probably worse than this. But
Yeah.
to your point, anything you put in your body that's could be considered poison if it's not natural shit. There's some natural shit that'll kill
And there's
you.
always 5G energy always around us right now.
yeah,
On the telephone
we're
poles.
radiating with 5G right now. We're just like bouncing around this room.
Life's always just fun, isn't it?
It is. So how has it been, man? How's the podcast going?
It's been going good, man. Just been having some fun, doing a lot more of just like me and her
I
episodes.
love those.
Yeah, we've been having a good time with them.
Yeah.
Trying to show a little bit more of the personality, trying to bring some other things out in the podcast. We got some plans coming up this year. Me and my
Is
friends.
this the news?
Well,
Are you trying to just work it in without telling
no.
me?
We
Okay.
can,
No,
we
no.
can, we'll talk about
I got
it
you. It'll
all.
be a part
They
of
got
this
some
here.
breaking news.
We
Or-
do. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I'm. What do you call it? I'm scooping it here on
Yes.
this podcast.
Yeah, so we finally the news that's going on and everything. Me and Shannon are officially, and my father, are new business owners.
Oh wow!
So So we are starting.
All right, quiet down.
We are starting a promotional products company. So hats, shirts, pins, anything you guys could ever really want. We will be doing that ourselves here, homegrown in Jacksonville. We're going to try to expand, obviously, all 50 states if possible, but we are starting it. It's going to be C2 Promotions. You guys will be able to see the website here,
yeah.
domain, all that stuff here in a little bit. Probably say about a week is when we'll be up and
Nice.
running and everything. But
Very
yeah.
cool.
Everything's falling into place.
So we are finally. My dad had a promotional products business when I was younger,
Okay.
and that's how he paid for my college. Funny
So he
enough.
knows what he's doing.
Exactly. So
He's
we're
teaching us.
yeah. So we're kind of all going into business together to try something out outside of work.
Hell yeah,
make
man.
a little bit of extra money here and there, and help promote local business like we've already been doing through the podcast. So
Start getting some Who Are You merch going as
That's
that is
well.
what I wanna
true.
see.
The
Yeah.
Who Are You merch is coming. We're gonna be getting some designs here made soon with Mr. Ryan Newhouser from House of Creates.
Awesome.
So got some cool stuff coming down the slot, and then we're also going to be doing some sports gambling stuff this year as well.
Sports gambling.
Me and my friends are have always
Ridiculous.
been into like betting on like football games, like $5-10 here on picking on who's going to win or how many.
You better get with the guys at work.
Oh, I know.
You
We're
better
gonna
get
have
with
some
the
fun
guys
this
at
year.
work.
So the only time of year I really bet on sports is football season because football is the main thing I do watch. I do watch basketball, but when it comes to football, I'm a lot more into it. And we do the fantasy football leagues with
We'll
my
definitely
with
be
my
bringing
family.
that back. Bring
and
back the fantasy football Sunday hangouts.
That's right. So just a little bit of mix of stuff, and
Sweet.
we're gonna start kind of going out more on the street stuff too as well. So
On the
good.
street.
Yeah, can bring out the little lapel
Oh,
mics.
okay, is
Go
that
talk
what
to
you were
some
asking
people.
about that?
Yeah.
A little
Okay,
couple
yeah.
minute videos.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to see my tall ass and Shorty over here walking around a little bit more, but just trying to get more in the community.
I think you should be the cameraman and let her do the interview.
You're not wrong on that.
I
I do it.
don't do the talking though.
You could.
Yeah.
You do the talking.
Not most of it.
She talks.
I let him handle it.
Oh, you're so full of it. But you've seen her as she's actually more on the podcast
know,
now.
I
She's
love
official
that.
co-host of it now too.
Love that.
So it's been fun. We've been
Yeah.
kind of just doing different things. We've interviewed some cool people. We're actually going on another podcast tomorrow as well. Paid and Based.
Never heard of them.
Do you know the RAO podcast? So it's one of theirs that they produce as well.
Oh, cool.
But it's with like a guy named Loki V and K3. Super cool guys. We had them on the podcast very recently.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I saw.
They're awesome dudes. So we're doing little guest swaps. So they came on mine. We're going on theirs and gonna go hang out and talk. But
That's how it's done, baby.
hey, man, trying to get around as much as possible and show off.
Got a collab.
Trying to collab more.
Yeah,
There's a lot of podcasters in Jackson. Trying to get involved with a lot of them. And
for sure, you've been like integral in some of the guests that I've had on.
Hey.
Like I'll see them on your podcast and be like, oh, I didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
Whoever it was. But yeah, I mean that's awesome, man. Anything else good or like because I honestly. I'm gonna tell the viewers, but I was kind of hoping that you guys were pregnant.
yeah,
No,
no,
not yet.
No. We're just practicing.
We got a while.
Just practicing right now.
Because he said he was very cryptic whenever he like reposted my thing.
We have a surprise.
He's like, we have a surprise, and I was I don't know if you saw what I reposted. I was like, with the girl was like turning around like, what bitch? Like,
No.
Well, this is the first place that we are talking about the business though. So
Yeah.
this is the
I'll
That's
official.
the
I'll
that's
take
the
it.
baby.
I'll take it.
That's
I'll take it.
it's a little business baby right now.
A
Yeah.
business baby.
You know.
Exactly.
Would
Help
love-
us grow it.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. No, that should be really cool. And you
It's
said it
gonna
was
be
going to
fun.
be what's it called again?
C2 Promotions. My dad's
C2.
name is Chris.
Okay.
So Chris and Connor, and then the logo is gonna be a C number 2, so
Like
S
squared.
squared,
Yeah.
and then promotions.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, I think it'll look clean on a hat, look clean on a shirt.
Keep
See,
it
that's
simple,
what I-
stupid.
Yeah. That's what
That's what they
that's
said
why
in
I
the
was
Army.
thinking about like changing the name of this.
I can't believe you're gonna change
Well,
this.
I-
I like
I-
the gray beard.
I don't know. I don't know. I was just like driving around the other day. And I was like, man, I would like maybe to shave my beard.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with that, but you can still be remembered as the gray beard.
I know, but then it'll just be the Gray Podcast.
You're telling me you're never gonna have some stubble?
No, I'll grow it back.
Yeah.
I actually thought about doing like a contest
Okay.
and like
For
you
gray
know,
beards?
well, no, but just like when I hit 2,000 subscribers on
Okay.
YouTube, I'll shave my beard.
I like that. I like that.
But I don't know how the 200 that we have. They'll have to really get to work and,
It takes time.
and share that shit out.
I mean, we've been on YouTube for a year. We're not at like 10,000 subscribers or anything, but it builds up here and there. and
Yeah.
We're also talking about doing Patreon too as well for some other content where maybe we get a little inebriated
Yeah.
and have some fun, talk some shit.
We'll
I
do
thought
that for
about it.
free.
Yeah, I thought about doing that, but like I just don't. I don't know. I don't. For me, like Patreon just seems like too much work.
I understand. We're gonna be trying to push a little bit more content outside of just the podcast. We want to just bring a little bit more like into our lives kind of thing because we do a mix of things outside of the podcast. Like I'm an avid golfer. Shannon's really more into like the artsy fartsy kind of scene. She she does
Do a
like
lot of puzzles is what he means.
I've been telling her to start doing like time lapses of her doing her puzzles.
That'd be dope.
She'll sit there for 5 hours, and I think on TikTok people would 100% watch. Me
100%.
personally.
If you can sit and
I've
do
never
one,
even had TikTok.
if you can do one to completion, like in one sitting, you could for sure. TikTok.
If I have the time, 100%.
I
Well,
have an
you-
idea.
I would just have to get like an extra phone or something.
just do a top
for
down.
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like literally, like
Yeah.
you don't have to just be sitting there. It could literally just be a top down
It
of
would
you
have to
doing your
be.
thing and just
You
a quick
can-
time lapse.
So-
of
You
it.
can get an attachment for these and just attach it
Yeah.
onto your phone, and like that little clip that I
Just
have,
hold it over.
and it'll just literally just do that, and it'll just hold. It'll just hold it right over, and you can just do your little puzzle. And
You got a little aggressive there.
I
Did you
did.
see that?
I did.
I know.
What were you gonna say though, Patrick?
Oh, I was at an install and we were wrapping it up.
No
and this,
way.
This guy, his wife had passed like a couple years prior,
Mm-hmm.
and she had done puzzles. Well, she had glued all of her puzzles to like pieces of cardboard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he literally had enough puzzles to go around the whole room.
I would have.
I think she would, too.
plenty
I think
for
she
a
would,
room.
too.
So the whole room was puzzles.
We
He's
used
like,
to do that with the hodgepodge.
That's
Yeah.
fucking cool though.
He's like, yeah. So literally, her fingers have touched every piece of this room. It was
That's cool.
crazy.
That's sad, but that's
So,
cute at the same time.
yeah, it's
Jesus.
so cool.
I should start
That's a cool
putting
idea,
mine
though.
together. Once we have a house,
Yeah.
I'll start gluing them
Just
together.
do it on the wall.
Yep.
Just put them on the wall.
That's
Just
a-
all
Yeah.
down.
That's another thing.
I
we're
know
gonna
a
be
guy
doing,
with
too.
2 thumbs that won't ever do that.
You? I'm not a puzzle guy either. That's not my personal style, but
I'm
you
just
know.
not on the patience.
Yeah.
We used to
sit
do
there
that.
and I get to work and I.
Well, like that used to be family night. Like when I was living with my mom,
Yeah.
it was like we would all eat, and then we would go out. We had like this little glass table in the living room, so we would eat, and then we would go out there and have a piece of pie or something, and we'd all
Yeah.
sit there and fuck with the puzzle for a couple of hours.
I have a
and then-
puzzle table.
Was that
Yeah.
back?
So
Was that
it-
back before like TV and everything?
Yeah, yeah. We would just stare at rocks. We stared at rocks.
My family always did puzzles as well
Yeah.
growing up. Like anytime my mom, it was either Scrabble if my grandma was there or just puzzles.
Yeah. Well, what we're doing now in this house, fucker. No, we started game night
There you go.
here at the house. I think it's every Tuesday night, and we just the first game we started, it was the little phone thing where
Oh, yeah.
and you flip it down or
Like
flip
on
it
your
up.
forehead kind of
You put it
thing.
on your
Yeah.
forehead and you have to guess. And then now Alana bought these. They look like case files. It's like unsolved mysteries or something like that. Unsolved
Murder
I might
or
have
unsolved
seen those
crimes.
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and it comes in this like plastic thing. You open it, and then there's inside is like this manila envelope. It's like a dossier.
That's fucking cool.
It's
And
got-
evidence.
Yeah, there's like 20 pictures and witness statements. There's maps and all this stuff. And then the first objective, the second objective. You can't get to the second objective until you get to the first. Find.
Exactly.
So it took us 2 weeks to figure out the first one. But that's just 2 nights of
That's
doing it.
fine. Yeah.
And we start around
That's pretty fun.
6:30, 7 o'clock, and I'm petering out by like 8 o'clock because I got to wake up early in the morning. But
Understand.
it's been fun.
That sounds really fun.
We do that with my family too. We love
Yeah.
game nights.
Yeah, well, we're just trying to do something to bring the kids out of their bedrooms and like get off the fucking
That makes sense.
internet for like
Yeah.
an hour.
I understand.
It just, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, and when people are like, I really think that that's what's wrong. Not to go into this, but like I think that that's what's wrong with like a lot of the youth
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Why they're so fucking depressed, why they're so anxiety ridden, and because all they do is this. And there's
Yeah.
so much information trying to funnel into their little tiny undeveloped brains, and it's too much.
Well, it's that they're comparing themselves to like who they see on social media as
That
like the
part.
major TikTok stars or whatever it is. But I think that's the cool thing about like our generation for me and Shannon, right? Like, social media was a thing, but it wasn't what it is now. Whenever I was I think I was in middle school when the first iPhone came out, right? So everybody had their flip phones, everybody was just texting. There was like nothing like with social media.
I think it was just Facebook, but I think it might have been. I'm not sure about the time period when you were in school, but
It would have been like Facebook.
it might have been just where it
Instagram,
was like just a
early
website.
Snapchat.
Yeah, like Facebook was just a website, like applications and everything weren't really a thing yet, right? We had like the iPod touches and all
Yeah.
that, and then we had the original iPod, right? The metal one that was a
Yeah.
thick like brick.
Yeah, Facebook was only out. MySpace had been dead maybe for a year by then.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Tom.
Yeah.
I say poor Tom. That motherfucker's balling right now.
Yeah, but like when it comes to social media though, it's just one of those things. Like it is a part of life, especially now, which is bad. But also like kids, I think
Especially doing this.
well, I think obviously during the COVID time, the big C, that messed up a lot of people too. I know, right? Sorry, I don't want to get you
Bum, bum,
demonetized.
bum.
Oh my
But
Oh, fuck you too. Anyways.
yeah, but like that stuff definitely messed kids up where they were just locked in a room looking at a screen and all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I say that as an adult though.
Child suicide rates were up like
Everything.
astronomical.
Oh, yeah.
Child Baker Acts.
Alcoholism was up.
alcoholism, fentanyl overdose.
Yeah.
Domestic violence was up.
I can understand that part, but that's different.
The fuck, Connor?
I'm, sorry.
That
I'm
is
kidding.
not okay.
I'm kidding.
There you go.
Connor's going off tonight.
Crowd's rough tonight.
My
God,
gosh.
everyone.
Do we need to talk?
Lighten up a little bit, folks.
Dude, I haven't been showing my bruises. She's been beating me.
Oh.
Oh,
it's
that's what we're
her.
going
Wow.
into.
Wow, that's her.
So they're all chest and below?
Yeah, bro. Another fun thing.
Sorry, Shannon. That was a short joke.
Me and ooh,
I'm just saying.
That's
I'm taking blows
that's-
right now.
that's
Like, what?
me and Patrick
Or
are working together
could
now
have been a tall
too,
joke.
which is kind of
We'll
crazy.
say that.
Oh yeah, working together.
Remember
now?
what you said when he got in
Oh.
here? Either he's gotten tall or you've gotten short. so-
Probably, yeah. I've probably gotten shorter. I feel
I'm-
like with age, your like bones deteriorate,
Yeah, they
and so they
definitely do.
you start shrinking.
I'll
My
be
grandma has shrunk a lot.
I'll be normal size by that time. When it gets to that time.
I'll look like the guy from Up.
There's a video that like was a trend online, and it was people taking video from a tall person's perspective. And I saw one where it was a tall dude.
Like
and
this
it's
is what my boyfriend sees.
Yeah, and the girl was like, "Why does it look
bad.
like I'm asking for uppies? Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the fuck
yeah.
is
Like,
it?
how
is
can I look mad when it looks like I'm asking for uppies?
I tell everybody,
I
I was
saw
like,
that.
99% of the time I can see the top of your head. I was like, I can tell if you're bald, you're going bald, and you're not, any of that good stuff.
Well, I'm glad I'm not.
Damn.
Damn. But as I was saying though, me and Patrick are working together now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
very
crazy.
exciting.
Crazy
Yeah,
times.
I know the last time. I don't think it was here, but like we talk offline, guys.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you were like, yeah, I'm leaving the joint, and
Yeah.
I'm
Shit.
going over. And I'm just going to take some time off, and you had taken a lot of time off.
I took like a month off. Yeah, I was just hanging
Well,
out.
I say a lot of time in this day and age, in this economy. A month is a long time.
Yeah, but that's where we're lucky. Like we live pretty frugally, in my personal opinion. You know, it's not like we're going on big expensive trips or buying Versace or
We're
whatever.
big savers. I like to
Yeah.
pretend shop and put things in my cart, but
Oh,
She'll be like,
I need to
"Hey."
learn that skill.
Well, that's the thing is like with me, I would feel like probably what I spend most of my money on is like us going out to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That or
Definitely.
me going
We
playing
like our
golf.
food.
That's really about it. You know.
Yeah.
But no, like we usually just save up money, and then if it gets to that point, we just take the time off, and you know we get to take a little break. Shannon actually is doing that thing right now.
I am. Yeah.
She ended up leaving her law office and is taking a little break and going to come back and do her thing. And
Yeah.
I'll be starting college in the fall. I'm going to be going
Lots of
back
stuff
and get my
going on.
bachelor's degree. And yeah,
Really?
busy times, man. Busy times.
What caused you to want to go back and get schooling?
Well, my schooling
finish that.
my schooling is paid for.
Okay.
So the bachelor's degree is paid for.
So might as well get it.
That and since we are starting the business, I would like to get a little bit deeper into it, see if there's some other things that maybe I have not seen or not been exposed to that can help, you know, with this business or future businesses as well. So just go try some things out. I've been doing the same thing over and over again when it comes to like jumping from job to job if it's not good. You know, like the pest control company I stayed with for 5-6 years. And then these past couple of years, it's just been kind of bouncing around, just
Yeah.
finding kind of rough places. But I will say, at my current job, I am very happy with it.
Good.
Everybody there is very nice, and I work a normal schedule where I get home before fucking midnight.
That's great.
Unlike
very nice.
unlike the job before this.
Right.
But yeah, no man, I'm just
I'm happy for you. And you, when you get back from your trip, are you just going to go full force with the what is it, C2?
the promotion.
Yeah, I mean, I plan to be as involved as possible. Have a lot of learning and research to do for that side of things. I'm gonna do some research to see if I want to stay with like law, but maybe a different type of law, or go back to doing what I was doing, just at a different place, somewhere where I can grow and have like goals moving up. I mean, maybe I'll get a job at your guys' office.
Wouldn't that be cool? All in the family.
Well, I mean, me and Shannon have worked at 5 different jobs together.
That's true.
So-
I mean, you guys did
have.
meet at a place where you were working
That's right.
together.
That is true.
That's right.
I'll never forget.
Never forget the
Five
the
Guys.
love story.
I know. I don't want to hate on your love story, but I'm not a fan of Five Guys. I mean, I think I told you all that. But
No.
That's not what I heard.
I mean, they're expensive.
It's a
That's
different
for
Five
sure.
Guys.
But they're pretty good. My sister has the worst time in Ohio getting like Five Guys. The fries are always so like skimped on.
Really?
Yeah. There's never like they'll get a large and it's like half the
Like
cup
a-
is full and there's no extra in the bag.
What's
That's
it-
crazy.
Are you guys fast food guys? Do you guys like your fast foods?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I've been trying.
I do air conditioning, so fuck yeah.
I've been
Say-
trying to not eat fast food.
But let's be real, you like fast food. Though,
I
right?
like it, but at this point, I've not eaten it so much
Okay.
that when I do eat it, it really messes me up.
So if like you don't have to worry about repercussions and everything, right? What's like your fast food? Where's the perfect spot to go
Checkers.
to? Really? I do like Checkers.
I
I'm
like
not
their
I don't
fries.
hate Checkers.
Well, that was like my second job, but it wasn't Checkers. It was when it was Rallies. But Rallies and
I
Checkers.
didn't even know they had a different name.
Yeah, well, Rallies and Checkers were two different, but they were the same.
Okay.
I mean, and they were like, they'd be like, I
One
don't know,
corner and the
2
other
miles
corner.
away from each other.
Mhm.
But everywhere there was a Checkers, there was a Rallies. And like when I was 16, I left Publix and I went to work at Rallies.
Mhm.
And I was just like, what is this little tiny building that I'm in? And there's nowhere to sit inside,
Yeah.
which is
So
cool. Okay,
funny.
this is kind of cool. And it was cool because you could just cut up in there as long as the little button thingy for the talking to the customers in line was off. You could just say whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just like we just played all the time. We spit on your food, dropped it on the floor.
Oh,
I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
These motherfuckers, bro.
I'm
So
totally
never
kidding.
going to Checkers.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
no,
saying.
no. It wasn't like that. But
I don't know, man. After he said that so calmly. I
Very
don't know.
enthusiastic.
I was
going
So they
for the
just
joke.
decided to join one day.
Yeah, well, they're basically the same company. I guess they one bought the other one
That
out or
makes
whatever.
sense.
And they
It's like
just,
Carl's Jr.
It's
It's
Yeah.
like, stop
parties.
following me.
So
We're just
like
making
when
it
you go
all-
to Checkers, you can get a Big Buford, which is what they were at Rallies.
Buford.
Yeah, which is a weird name. Give me a Big Buford.
yeah.
The only thing about Checkers, though, every time I drive by one, it looks like a place you go to get killed. Like it
Well,
does.
there's one right over here on Blanding.
S-
It's
some of
not
them-
bad.
Some of them
It's
look a little
brand new building.
dangerous. There's one over on Beach and like San Pablo or something.
Yeah,
That one, I would never. You
I
would
think
ne-
it's Beach in San Juan.
Yeah, maybe. It's like right over there near.
Yeah.
There's like a hot pot place,
yep,
and it's
yep.
near Sandwood High School. I went.
Yeah, no, it was not bad.
No, like the food's good. I will say, but like for us, what would you say, Shannon? What's your favorite? I think I already know.
I mean, I love Whataburger.
Yeah, that's number 2 for
It
me.
is
Chick-fil-A
just
for me.
amazing.
Chick-fil-A hits too, man.
Yeah, they're great on Sunday.
Yeah, that's it, the Lord's
Yeah,
Day.
every Sunday you would be out of luck.
Did you hear that comedian talking about opening up like a truck, whatever the fuck you call it, food truck?
Yeah.
And he's like, we're just gonna go on Saturday and buy out Chick-fil-A, and then whenever
my
they close,
gosh.
and we open up on Sunday, and we close. I can't remember what the punchline was, but there was a funny name that he called it.
That
But
is funny.
The Lord's Chicken.
oh,
is
something
what
about side chick or something.
side
like that.
chick. I like it. I mean, the one thing I will say about Chick-fil-A is they have the best customer service out of any restaurant.
It's my pleasure.
You go, that's fine. I'll take that any day of the week. It's better than what you want. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here, throws the bag at you basically.
Burger King.
I will say most places that I go, they're pretty nice to me.
Me and Zaxby's
I think
had
it
our
depends
feud.
on the location where you're at.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
But for sure, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I haven't been to a lot of places here. Like I said, she cooks everything.
That's true.
Alana cooks almost every night, and they'll like, why are you looking at her? You cook, hooker.
I do.
Right. It's his. He likes
I
to
do.
cook. He knows
Well-
how to cook. He should be the one cooking.
When she moved in, I was still cooking and grilling out and doing all that stuff. I had just bought like a brand new Blackstone,
There you go.
and so I was doing a lot of grilling and a lot of cooking. And then she was like, I don't know where it happened. It just got where like she was like, she started cooking stuff, and she was like, I want to try this recipe and this, and then it just became a thing. And then when I had the house remodeled, I built that kitchen for her.
Whenever I first came here, I think your kitchen, or it was like you were working on your bathroom or something like
Maybe,
that too.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe
but-
once we have a house, I'll start cooking.
Yeah,
His
I
buddy
mean,
got me a Snoop Dogg cookbook.
there you go. Well, easy. Careful with that.
Right.
Those are not. That is not Italian seasoning. That's
Yeah.
Great crack.
If you
that
want to have
other
a
stuff.
if you want to have a party. No, but
Yeah.
when it comes to that though, like I said, I've been
Wrong
trying to
butter.
cook a little bit more, but it's been busy times.
well.
times.
I didn't ask her to do it. She just started cooking, and now it's like get the fuck out of my kitchen when I'm cooking. And I'm like, okay. She works from home, and when as soon as she's done working, she goes. She'll take like a 30-minute little break, play
Yeah.
some video games on her thing, and then she jumps in the kitchen. And I'm just like, okay. But so she cooks a lot. I think we eat out like one night a week.
I understand, and that's a
And-
good way of saving money too.
And when they eat out, because I usually don't,
Mhm.
I usually just be like, I'm good. But she went to Japan not too long ago
Okay.
for like 11 days or something like that.
Mhm.
And yes, there were a few nights where I ate shit food,
Yeah.
and I fucking paid for it dearly.
It
I can
happens.
understand. Obviously, I don't eat the best. I do like some. We've been on like a chicken salad kick lately, like chicken
Oh,
salad chick.
so good.
That stuff's the shit.
Somebody stopped in with a question. All the film things.
Oh, hey.
That's Elizabeth.
Shout out Elizabeth.
Connor, do you like Zaxby's?
Me and Zaxby's still have our feud.
Zaxby's is probably my favorite chicken.
Zaxby's is good. So the reason why me and Zaxby's have had our issues is there was one day I went in, Shannon was with me, and we go to
my
order the
gosh.
food, and they're like, "You're not staying here,
It
right?"
was pretty annoying.
I was
They're like, this
I was
is
like,
to go,
damn.
right?
Yeah, I was like, damn, okay.
I thought they just didn't give you your Zax sauce.
No, it wasn't anything like that.
That.
And then the girl had 2 AirPods in, so one in each ear.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
she asked me re-say my name like 6 times, and I was like, oh my god, take your fucking AirPod out of your
Yeah.
ear. I'm being annoyed.
When she takes them out, go. My name is AirPod.
Yeah, I'm like, lady, I'm like, let's fucking go. And I made a clip of it on social media, and then Zaxby's actually like the corporate headquarters like shot me a message. It was funny.
You made a
Oh my
clip.
goodness, what location?
Oh,
was
you
this?
talking about?
Oh yeah, I
On
talked
the
about it on the
podcast.
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I talked about it with Amp from RAO podcast, and
That's hilarious.
And Zaxby's was like, "Oh, we're so sorry that you had this experience.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, can we offer you something?" I'm like,
AirPods.
I'll take my own franchise, please. That would be great."
No, you don't want that.
Oh,
It's a lot of work.
it's okay. The money.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. I mean, that's the one restaurant. If you
Yeah.
were gonna be
You
a
gotta
franchise
convert.
owner, oh,
You gotta start believing in God. I mean, I don't know if you do or don't.
I really do. At the current moment, not really.
At the current moment.
I've talked about this on the podcast as well. Funny enough that you bring that up. I've softened my stance on it, but I'm not like all the way in on it. You know, I mean, the way I look at it is I hope there is something after this. Is the way I look at it,
Yeah.
where like I could be with my family and
Yeah.
stuff.
Have you ever done psychedelics?
Yes.
Okay.
My-
To what extent, if you don't mind me asking?
Like just little things like the mushrooms, stuff like
Okay.
that. But that was back. Shit, that was before college days, really. As
How
a young,
long since you've done psychedelics?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Been a long
I
while.
prescribe them at least 5 times a year.
Where were you at 9/11?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, like the way I look at things, man, like I've talked about this like a little bit as well. Is like when it comes to like drugs and all that kind of stuff, I feel like there's a difference between smoking crack and then trying to like open up your mind a little bit. You know,
100%.
You know, I feel like that's the thing that's starting to come out more now because like they use like psychedelics such as like psilocybin. What's the other?
DMT.
There's
ayahuasca.
DMT.
Oh, you're talking about
What's the one with the
Molly?
No. What's the?
Well,
one?
they call it. It's got an actual different name.
There's one they'll give you in like an actual doctor's prescribed.
Oh, ketamine.
Ketamine. Thank you. That was
Yeah.
the word I was looking for.
Be careful
Yeah.
of that.
Because like also like with me growing up with like depression and stuff
Yeah.
like that, I feel like it kind of just makes you. It's a weird way of saying it. It's gonna sound like really granola and crunchy style, but like you know, it makes you stop and look at other things that have been in the back of your mind
Yeah.
for a while. Kind of brings
What
them
I
more
tell
front.
people is if you have a lot on your mind or if you've got a lot of negative shit bouncing around in your head, you might want to deal with that first because you're going to have your trip. And people say, I had a bad trip. I don't think you did. It just, that shit pushes it forward. And it goes, here, deal with this
It's
first.
like, yeah, let's fix this.
Yeah, deal with this, and then we can move on to the fun stuff. Because
Yeah.
usually, once you deal with whatever it is that's making you feel bad, or if you're having a freak out, you know, like for me, it had been years, you know, since I still don't do that.
Neither do I.
Anyways, Alana and I decided one night, you know, and you know, maybe to imbibe some, and the Rhesus was barking his head off like crazily. She was playing with him, and he was getting like starting to play really rough.
Yeah.
And I started having a freak out.
Oh no.
You know, I was like tripping, and I was not having a good trip. You know, I was
Yeah.
not having fun.
Been there before.
And I was like, oh, it just made me think about like when I got traumatized as a kid by a fucking foaming at the mouth dog, and I'm realizing that, hey, that shit's over. I lived. Everything's cool. That's not the same dog. He's totally chill. They're playing. And I just, once I like said that to myself, like I just was like,
Yeah, you can like talk yourself out of these things on
oh,
mushrooms. very
100%.
easily.
It's
If you just
all-
listen
You
to
got to
it.
be aware.
It's all a
Yeah.
mind thing. You just gotta remember, you're like, okay, you know, doing this, you're
Yeah.
fine.
I feel like when people have bad trips, though, they also like ingesting alcohol and all these.
It could be, yeah.
Shit too.
But you know, again, it's not for everybody.
No, I
like,
agree.
You know, like weed, it's not for everybody.
Very
you
true.
know, one thing that because my position is always, I think it should be legal.
Yeah.
And I will always say that. But people should be given a choice, and they, you know, educated, and say, hey, you know, if you got a little psychosis going on, it could make you a little manic. You know, it definitely could make you crazy. You know, a little bit more than you already are, maybe.
No, I definitely agree, man. Like when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm very much like, you know, kind of like the pro-choice shit. You know what I mean? You do with what your body, with what you want. Most people, there's not one person that woke up one day and is like, you know what? I'm going to go try some heroin.
Yeah.
It was just more like, you know, you kind of went down a bad road
it
kind
was
of
like
thing.
circumstances type deal.
A lot
Yeah.
of it, yeah.
And also when it comes to drug use, it's a personal choice. You know, at the end of the day, even in today's world, right, with the fight on drugs and all that kind of stuff, it is still really bad.
Yeah, but you know how many people died on mushrooms?
Zero. Just,
Exactly.
Well, it's the same
with weed.
Yeah, same with weed and stuff like that.
I mean, there might have been some people that got crazy and thought they could fly,
I have heard of that.
you know, and jump off a
Yeah.
building or something.
I'm sure, but there's also like
That's on like the bath salts.
That
But
might
that's like
be-
a tolerance thing too, you know.
True.
Like if it's your first time, you don't take a whole handful of mushrooms.
Well,
and you're
there's no LD-40 on mushrooms, like the lethal dose.
yeah,
There is no lethal. You could literally eat the house full of
Yeah.
mushrooms, and you might vomit a lot, but you're not going to die.
You
You're-
might freak out a little bit.
You're probably going to go see the aliens.
yeah.
telling you, man. Mushrooms is the answer.
But this is the thing: is from places like things from the earth. You know, what I mean, like I said, I'm not like a hippy dippy kind of dude.
No.
But like I just feel like things like that, you know,
Yeah.
something that you don't have to cook down with gasoline and say what
Yeah.
to
You
just-
ingest.
Pick it up and eat it.
Well, so much of that other stuff is laced with fucking ketamine these days, and like, you know, a thimble, not even a thimble full, but like, if you put enough, this amount right there, the tip of that eraser can kill like the city of Orange Park.
Are you talking about like fentanyl and stuff?
Fentanyl. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
meant. Not ketamine.
Yeah.
Fentanyl. Thank you.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Well, no, it's a big thing. There was
I'm not smart.
There was a big YouTuber that came here not too long ago. His name is Tommy G, and he does.
Never heard of him.
Actually, I would tell you to definitely check out his videos. He does a lot of like the underground stuff. Like he'll go to the Sinaloa cartel and go with someone who's cooking up the drugs and all that stuff, and be there for like a day in
Is
the
that
life.
that really tall, like thin guy?
He's a skinny white dude. Yeah, I think he's pretty decently here.
Oh.
He'll pull up his face. He does really great like documentary style things. Like he's not involved in doing anything. He's just there. But look, he literally right inside Jacksonville drug raid. He was here for 3 days. Was with our sheriff. Was showing like what the SWAT team does in Jacksonville. What their like drug policy stuff is all like. Super cool dude. And there's a guy in the back of that car right now. I forgot it's like Mariucci or something. He used to work on the news, and now he works with the police department and like helping with like drug raids, or also helping like with us sex trafficking and all that kind of stuff.
The cameraman?
So no, he was in the back.
Oh.
He was in the back seat with the cameraman in that video that we're watching right there.
Yeah.
But I actually have reached out to him, and I'm trying to get him on the podcast because I think he would be a very interesting conversation, because like the Jacksonville whole like trade and like how they do policing now has changed. You know, we went down 50% on murder rate.
Yeah,
from
TK
TK.
Waters is taking a very like aggressive stance on it.
No play. Yeah, like
No
he's
play.
he's a
Yeah.
no play guy, even when it comes to like say like
And
marijuana, right? He's like no. That's still not a thing yet.
Yeah, I don't think people realize this either, but Clay and Duval, you have TK Waters and Duval,
Yep.
then you have Michelle Cook here and Clay. They both went to the academy together.
Oh, really?
Started in
I didn't know that.
Duval County.
I did not know that.
And so before they both became sheriff, there was a point where people would come from Duval County into Clay, or Clay going into Duval County, and the cops wouldn't have jurisdiction across the line.
Oh yeah.
And so now they've freed that up,
Yep.
and it's very effective. So,
Interesting.
Learn to work together.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
a good
It's
relationship.
interesting. I mean, Jacksonville's changing,
Across
man.
county lines.
There's all kinds of shit going on around Jax now.
Yeah, I know. You know, I'm a lot. There's a lot more. You know, I ride. You know,
Yes, your
but there's a
bikes.
lot more bikes on the road than there ever was. Thank you, TikTok.
Yeah.
Which I love. I think more people should ride that way. I mean, I think that like personally, I think that anyone that gets a driver's license should also get a motorcycle driver's license.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
at least go through the course, because I feel like if you do it, you'll realize and you'll drive differently, or you know, and you'll look for people on bikes, because you'll realize how fucking difficult and B how dangerous it is. Like I just recently did the MSF, the motorcycle safety course.
Okay.
I've been riding since I was like 18, and I'm 48 now. I've never had a motorcycle license, so I went and finally went ahead and did it, and it was crazy. It was 2 days, or actually it was 3 days, because I did the Harley Davidson one. They're like really extensive.
Okay.
Plus, it's very commercialized.
Okay.
You know, they show you like the first day you're in a class, and there's like a lot of videos, and in every fucking video there's Harley. They're like doing this, and then they slow down on the Harley gear. It's like Harley, you know. It's like okay.
That's funny.
You know, but yeah, it was. But the actual riding portion was like shit. You know, like they came to me and they're like, "You're an experienced rider, aren't you?" Like everybody out there was having a hard time keeping their bike up.
Oh God.
There was people dropping bikes left and right. I mean, and
That's not
it was their bike.
Yeah.
And they have these roll cages on them.
I'm
so
sure.
it's not gonna mess the bike up. But it's just like, and I'm riding around, and they're like, "You're kind of an experienced rider, aren't you?" I'm like,
Maybe.
You don't know what you're
"Been riding
talking
for a
about.
little bit.
Yeah.
I've practiced here and there."
I watch out for the guys or gals as well. You know,
Mhm.
you gotta be careful around it. But there's some motorcycle drivers around here though that you have to
Scary.
admit are a little bit
Oh,
on
yeah.
the wild side.
No, that's you know, I'm trying to get some of the local guys in here, especially the ones that you see hot riding on the
Oh,
road,
yeah.
running from cops, shit like that. But they don't want to be on a podcast. I'm sure.
Ski mask up. Come on.
Yeah,
boys.
yeah.
Do the time and
And the
place
ones that
place
go
stuff. Totally
through
time and
the
place it.
cars as well. I'm like always like,
Yeah.
Bold
Yeah,
enough to do
I
that.
I just watched a different and a lot of, and I've only seen girls doing it. There's two girls that I follow that are here in Florida, and of course, there's a reason I follow them. You know, they wear the tight pants, and when they're on them little crotch rockets, their ass sticks way out.
I don't know
Oh
what
my
you're talking about, buddy.
I know you don't know.
I have never seen
Connor,
that
you're
content.
an innocent type of person,
I
and
have
I know.
never seen that
He's a
content in
married
my
man.
life.
That doesn't pop up
That
on his
doesn't
For
come
You
on my
page.
If you pull up my Instagram, it'll be the first thing you see, I'm sure. But
Let's find out.
like I've seen 2 of them so far of the ones that I follow
Mhm.
that like they call it touching the butt, like Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
But where they'll be riding next to a semi and they'll stick their hand out
Oh,
and
hell no.
slide it down the trailer,
Fuck
and I'm
that.
like, and I don't make a comment because that's what they usually put their little caption as, like, here comes the the fucking comments.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to say anything because you obviously know
You
that
know.
it's fucking dangerous as shit to
Yeah.
do that. And it's really bad, for young people that are seeing that are wanting to ride, and now they're going to want to do it too. And they're going to get pulled in an underdraft, a downdraft underneath that trailer, and it's going to boom, boom,
Bye-bye.
and they're gone.
Yep.
They're going to be fucking, like a dead raccoon or whatever on this fucking highway.
Well, they've been cracking down on that part too because of remember all the not car shows, but the car rallies that were going on in
Yeah.
Jacksonville where they would
Well,
close.
there's bike meets now, too.
Yeah, they're like TK's gotten big on that too. It's like if you guys are closing down doing like donuts in the parking lot or donuts in the middle of the street,
it's
like
over.
everybody's getting arrested. He's
Yep.
he's like you're all going down.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to see. But the comments part, you brought that up. I don't know. It's been funny lately. I've been posting stuff on TikTok, and some videos have gotten a little bit more views.
Really?
And I love the hate. I love the hate comments.
You getting hate?
Oh, it's like people.
How can you guys
I don't
get
know.
hate?
Oh, it's just making like sarcastic comments, but I love it. It's just like it cracks me up. There was one I posted here. I'll read you the.
Please
text.
do.
Oh no.
But
Actually,
I'm going to scold you afterwards. Go
Why?
ahead.
What'd I do?
No. Read the comment.
Oh, I always read the comments. It doesn't hurt my feelings though. You can ask Shannon. I'm like, huh? I'll show it to her.
It's engagement.
Yeah. So before I read their comments to this one, so I have a question for you guys. You may have seen it on social media.
Oh my god.
Oh, here we go.
If you had the power to dispense 5 different liquids, one from each one of your fingers on one hand, what would those 5 liquids be? It could be liquid anything you want.
Like a real liquid.
A different liquid for each finger.
Oh,
right.
I don't know. I only drink water. I don't. What
Water.
liquids? What liquids do you need?
But there's other things.
Like what?
Water, coffee.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I
Okay,
like that.
so I got 2 fingers.
All right. Tea. Sweet tea.
I can just make tea.
But I like tea. Espresso.
That's coffee.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but that's a different type of coffee.
okay.
You just take these 2 fingers and push them together.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
And then milk for the espresso.
What's the 5th one?
Those were his
That's
5.
Oh, was that
Those
5?
Yeah.
All right, same.
So
So I went like, energy drink because I don't drink a lot of coffee. So I said like Celsius.
Oh, I take one back. Red Bull. All right.
There you go. I like that. So like Celsius.
Not the same.
I do like beer. So I said like Blue Moon. I drink Blue Moon. Gasoline.
yeah.
Could always fill up my car. Water. Because,
Liquid the gasoline is a gas. It's not a liquid.
gasoline is a liquid.
It's a
It's
fluid.
gas.
It's fluid.
Trying to be scientific over here.
And then what was it? Oh, oil. I could sell oil.
Okay,
Someone
so you're
had said
smart.
liquid gold.
Wow, people got real smart.
Let me see.
I am a dumbass.
No, you're good.
Legitimately, I'm like, I
It's-
wouldn't want to shoot liquid out of my fingers.
I agree with the person who said chocolate milk. I love chocolate milk.
All right, 1 second.
See, I that's where my brain went. Only things that I drink.
That's what I had such a hard time because I had never heard the thing before. He's like, I'm going to take this video of you and you don't have any time to think about it.
I mean, I
I'm
have a
like-
finger that lets out water, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Water.
Wow.
Water was one.
There was one chick that said she would just. Jeez, what'd you say?
He's totally not.
I was looking for the.
I said I have a finger that lets out water, and then she got it after she started saying, "Yeah, sorry, Shannon. I apologize. I should have saved that for when it's just the boys."
Ugh.
Shannon hears me say everything.
She's outnumbered here.
Yeah, I am.
One person said, "Hear me out, all 5, chalky milk." I was like,
Chalky
chocolate
milk.
chocolate
I
milk.
love it.
There was another chick that said breast milk. I don't know why.
That's why.
That's weird.
She said
Very
she
high
wanted to feed.
protein.
Oh, here's what she said. One of mine would be liquid gold, but by that I mean breast milk. Let me feed all the babies in the world.
Yeah, there's dudes that
Okay.
pay good money for breast milk
There's dudes out there that'll pay for some woman's bathwater.
and
so
farts
weird.
in a jar.
Buddy, could you imagine if I was like a nice 6'5" blonde woman with some big breasts and everything?
I mean, you could be. If
I
you
could be,
try
but
hard
I
enough.
don't identify as that, sir.
Oh my.
But Dude, my family would hate me. They would just see like everything on the internet.
my
Oh yeah.
I would sell farts. I would sell bathwater. I would do all that in like 2 seconds.
I have a friend who recently kind of straightened me out on that because it's just like but she does some of those things. She's like, I don't have to worry about it because where I put my stuff, if anybody in my family fucking sees it, what are you
We
doing?
got some questions
Yeah, what
for
are you
him.
doing?
Well, what are you doing on
Because
here?
you have to be on a specific site to see it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's
that
like,
makes sense.
so I don't feel bad because you were there too, bitch.
I was saying, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't come here making me feel bad.
You're gonna
Pass the
start
gravy.
coming here asking questions, flip it around.
I've told
right.
Shannon, I was like, when we get in hard times, I'm like, the feet might need to come out. I'm like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Dude, if I had cute feet,
Oh, same, bro. Same.
yeah.
I have flippers though.
Although have heard that so there is a group of people out there that like fucked up feet.
That's true.
So maybe I have a shot.
I say I got
Maybe.
friggin' work boot feet.
Yeah, you have huge feet.
This man just brought the feet up on.
No free pics.
No.
No free content.
Yeah.
No free.
That's right. I have a high arch.
Gray beard after dark.
Oh my gosh.
Stepping on cakes and shit.
we don't have a button for that, Pat. I saw you looking.
You guys can record it and put it on there.
I
can't you?
know, dude.
You gotta start doing your own.
I know. I keep telling them.
Oh, I do it every time. It's okay.
I need to do sound drops too. I need to get some.
I need to make some new ones. Fuck. I'm just lazy. My last podcast with Amanda. I can't remember her handle. I think it's a fit with Amanda.
Okay.
But I told her, yeah, I'm gonna change. I took the picture at the end. I was like, I'm gonna change the picture on the thumbnail, probably tomorrow. And this was, last Saturday. I still haven't done it. I'm like, I'm gonna make some reels and post them. I haven't done that either.
It happens, bro. There's sometimes where weeks just get busy and I can't make all the clips that I want to make.
Right.
Because I'm the same way. Sometimes like 2 or 1 will get out throughout the week. But I'm just like, that's all I got time for.
And then there's days where I'll pump out like 10, and then I just have a bank.
Yep.
But yeah, most of the time it's like,
The podcast game's hard, bro. We talk about it. And it's,
Well, that's why I do everything live. I mean, it's just like, I think it kind of spoils me a little bit because I'm like, he's editing right now.
Yeah.
That's true.
Live. The audio is good. He's editing the video as we speak, and then literally it's just done. And I'm like, okay, I can. When everybody leaves, I'm like, I can sit down on the couch and watch anime or whatever.
No, it's the thing, dude. Like what he's doing right now is switching. I do that since I only have the one camera.
Yeah.
Now I've learned how to like make it
Cut the scene.
Yeah, make it a multi-sequence
Okay.
scene kind of thing. So I'll cut to like me talking or Shannon or kind of like what he's doing right now.
Right.
But I have to do that post production,
Right.
and that's a pain in the ass.
It takes time.
I'm gonna have to get a new laptop. I'm actually gonna get a new computer setup in general, just because my little laptop can't handle all this shit now.
Yeah.
It can't
You need
handle
to
it.
make sure you have
Something like
storage.
Yep, a lot of
external
RAM, everything. Yep.
Get a external SSD.
I do have one of those, but it's just from doing it now for once a
full
week
up.
for 3 years. Yeah, it's just all the space is taken up.
Then get you a Western Digital 20 terabyte the HD external hard drive, and you can dump that, your SSD, dump it all into there, and then you got a fresh
That's
SSD.
true.
Just
That is
format that
true.
shit and
That's
start
true.
over.
Yeah, man.
Because that was like $200, and I've got 2 of them.
That's not bad though. $200 for how many
20
20 terabytes?
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay,
damn
yeah,
good.
you'll never need anything else.
Usually-
I have both. I've got one for each computer. And
That's
they're-
nice.
Yeah, they're running into that. So
That's
How,
smart.
do you like the PC build? Do you think that?
yeah,
do you
but I
think that was
mean,
worth it?
what's funny is we don't even use that for our stream.
What do you use for your stream?
The Mac.
Just the Mac itself?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Ooh.
That's
like,
its only job, though. All it does, it literally is just here to Wi-Fi this shit out because the program that we use, Ecamm Live,
Yeah.
for the switching and all that stuff, it's made and specifically for Apple products.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I've heard a lot of good things about the new Apple laptops and stuff. Apparently, their new chips are like amazing.
Yeah, the M1s,
Yeah,
and the 2s, or they're probably on M3 now or something like that.
I've heard those are supposed to be like groundbreaking pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah.
for what they are, because it's like a new innovation, right? Isn't it like what is it? It's the GPU and one other part combined together now, isn't it?
I don't know.
I have no idea what he's
You
talking
got
about.
you guys are the tech guys, so that's why I was
Whatever it
wondering
is. No, I'm not the tech guy. I'm only tech on certain tech. Okay.
on the camera side of
Yeah,
I
things.
just know that the chips are very unique.
Yeah, the
and
M1 chips are-
small.
And they can like process like crazy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
processing power is nuts. But like, if I were to get like a new computer, if I had some jack, I would probably drop dime on a Mac Studio.
The little squares.
It looks like a little box.
I've used those at a job before. I know what you're talking
well,
about.
yeah, but the Mac Studios, like they're making them now, and it's like it'd be like combining both those computers
Mhm.
and into one.
Yeah.
But it's apparently the processing power in those little boxes. Then you just so you can probably get one for like $3,000-$4,000, but then you have to buy a monitor.
There's things
you
on
know,
top of
which
it.
you can buy a fucking cheap monitor.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Of course, the Apple monitors are probably preferred. I mean, if I could, I would use this as the monitor for my PC, which I'm sure you probably could. But.
Yeah, that's our thing is we want to get a little more of a setup so we can do a little bit more like I'm trying to get a little bit better in editing. I want to learn some more stuff, be able to put like more like title screens and like you say like when we come up on the screen, right? Put like social media social media handles on the bottom of it and everything. I want to get a little bit better on that side of things. Just add a little more production value to that side.
Yeah,
Plus, it would be a lot bigger of a screen than what you're currently working with.
If you need a bigger screen, that one back there, you can have it. It's I think it's a 27-inch.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't use it like ever.
I may take that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can plug your laptop.
That's what I'm saying.
and
It was just right on
that
there.
That way you can look at it and see. That used to be the screen that I used for that black computer, but
Nice.
now it's just this.
I think it's
That's
cool.
great.
I like the setup here.
Yeah.
Whenever we can get a little bit of a bigger space for our like the studio and stuff, I would love to do the TV and everything like that. It's just with ours, it's literally our dining room. You've been in it, you know. What I mean, it's just kind of a wide open space, and we have certain space to put things and everything. But we're excited. And I'll say whenever we're actually going to be starting looking for houses here soon too.
Yeah, hopefully next year.
Yeah. After this lease is up.
Any idea on what locale? Are you going by? I like this area, or what's cheaper?
We're going by where
like
we
this
like.
area.
Yeah,
Really?
Like, because like we grew up like around Kernan, or I grew up here in Jacksonville around Kernan, Hodges area. I'd prefer to stay that way.
Yeah, and the apartment we're at, we're a mile from each of his parents.
Okay.
So everyone's kind of over there, and
That plus
easier.
we're talking about having kids here in the next couple of years, so be a little bit closer to family, just help out a little bit if needed, kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Although you see all the cheap ones over here in Orange Park, and it's like
I'm not trying to send people to Orange Park because damn
Clay
it,
is the way.
huh?
Clay is the way.
Well, it's everyone's moving out here already. I don't.
The traffic, bro. I
That-
hate
it's-
Blanding.
It's
I hate
it's getting worse because people are moving to, and now they're no longer living in Orange Park, but they're bypassing it and going to Middleburg.
Yeah, Middleburg's a huge spot now.
Because
A
it's
lot of
like
people are moving there.
it's a lot of land. It's like the country, and you can live in a place where there's like not a bunch of neighbors and people aren't so packed in tightly. But
Yet.
Plus 220 shut down right now between Middleburg and Lake Asbury.
Right.
To
I know
Coney
you
Island.
brought that up the last time we talked. but-
Freaking
Yay.
sucks.
I went to a nice house the other day for work. I was at it was in like was it Amelia Island?
Okay.
And went over there. This lady had like a nice 2 acres of land. I went in there. She had like 4 dogs. I loved that part. That's my favorite part of my
She
job.
lives by herself.
It was her and her dad.
Wow.
Yeah, and
She got a big old house.
it was like
Should have just asked her if you could have moved in.
Yeah, right.
Do you need roommates?
yeah, you need roommates.
We'll keep your house clean, bro.
I'll clean up after your dogs.
Yeah.
But I go in there. She has 2 freaking poodles. She has a little dachshund, like the OG dachshunds with the black and brown with the long tail. She had a mini pinscher. She had a freaking cat. She had chickens and shit. I was like
What the fuck?
I was in animal heaven. I was just walking around the property. Like, this is fucking cool.
crazy.
Carrying a chicken. I'm gonna have your AC done shortly.
Yes, I was like, your AC system will
I would
be
not
back.
be surprised.
But it was cool. They were bringing out all their dogs to me, and they were like classically trained. So like, if they had a leash on them, they would sit right next to him, like anything he wanted and all that. I was like, this is fucking cool.
That's cool.
Because I was like working on the system, and out of the corner of my eye, I swear every time the dude would walk by, it'd be a different dog. I'm like, how many animals do these guys freaking
Yeah.
have? And then they finally started bringing them over to me. I was like, oh hell yeah, this
It's
is
nice to have the money to do that because not everybody has the money to hire a dog trainer.
They trained them themselves.
And a lot of dog trainers, well, it's probably because they want your money, but they'll tell you, like I watched Cesar Millan religiously for years.
Yeah.
And he tells people all the time, don't do the shit I do. You're not where I'm at. But, like, bitch, how did you start?
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
like, of course I'm going to do the shit you do.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. When it comes to like the whole animal things, knock on wood, I've been pretty lucky with it. Most animals I've dealt with have been pretty cool. But there are some of those ones, you'll see them through the fence, you're like, oh, shit, I don't want anything to deal with him, especially here in Jax.
Yeah.
The scariest thing is when you're in the fucking hood and there's just a dog running down the road, you're like, oh, God.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
this one's coming for
And that's
me.
like why we don't really take we let them out in the backyard.
Yeah.
We'll run them around and play with them out in the backyard. I have a huge backyard.
Mhm.
But, like, taking them on walks in our neighborhood, people out here leave their fucking dogs. They just let them run around.
Yep.
And they're like, no leash. You know, they'll be sitting on the front porch watching their dogs in the front yard.
Mhm.
But if we come by with our dogs,
Yeah, hell no.
it's going to be a bloodbath.
Your dogs are so sweet, too.
Yeah, but they're not towards other dogs.
I'm sure, yeah.
that's not my fault.
Copper knows whenever we've been around other animals.
Our cat,
Oh, is
the
that
orange,
right?
the
Oh.
orange
Yeah.
man.
She's gonna be investigating you for sure.
He'll definitely be
or
coming.
he. Sorry.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I didn't mean to misgender
You
your
don't know how.
cat.
You don't know how he
I just got
identifies.
canceled. Fuck.
Not again.
But he'll normally greet us at the door and he'll like sniff us
like,
and be like,
You may
I
pass.
just got out of cancel culture. Damn it. There's been all kinds of stuff going on with that too. I swear
yeah.
they're bringing more things out.
Really, I thought cancel culture was over.
In some ways it is, in other ways it's
I just
not.
don't pay
just
attention
different
to it
stuff
anymore, and
now.
I honestly don't have enough people to follow me to like where I give a fuck.
I mean, the whole like Diddy situation's been freaking kind of nuts. All the names have been coming up. Apparently, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis came up in that. I was like, ooh. I'm like, that's kind of nasty.
Yeah,
I seen that Ashton Kutcher did all that work to bring back children who were sex trafficked and stuff like that, I believe.
yeah.
where were they taking him?
He knew.
He knew. he knew where to get him back.
He's like, oh, you think you're
Yeah.
free, do you?
Those
We're gonna take you
confessions.
over here to Mr.
Epstein?
Puffy
Yeah.
Combs' house.
Yeah. All the baby oil.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Uh-huh.
Obamas were brought up as well.
Ooh.
really.
Hmm.
I'm wondering because that was something that like I know that like Joe Rogan asked Trump when he came on his podcast. He's like, "You gonna drop the Epstein files?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I don't see why not." And he hasn't done it yet.
Well, it's not him.
He's
It's
just-
the
There's a New York DA that was withholding evidence as well.
Because that
and
motherfucker's on the top of the list. Probably.
who's the head of the FBI now?
Cash Patel.
Cash Patel. He was
Yeah.
on a pod talking about that. He's like, he killed himself. There's really nothing to show on that. I'm like, I feel like
Did you drink the Kool-Aid, Cash?
Consequently.
Yeah, I was like, that's interesting how you were all balls deep in this originally.
I don't
And
know. Maybe
now,
they're playing stupid now, so they can actually get their hands on something. I don't know. Maybe there's a strategy behind it.
I would
Maybe they're
hope.
long gaming it.
I don't know.
I will say the Trump administration has surprised me with a lot of things.
All I hope is that they do what's right for the country while they're in there. That's it.
did you guys see Biden has fucking like stage 4
Yeah.
prostate cancer?
Yeah.
I was
No.
like, yeah, I was like, Jesus.
What was he at when he was president? Like stage
That's
2?
That's what I'm saying.
They
It's
were
like,
saying he had to have had it whenever he
You know
went
what?
in.
What prostate cancer? That's from people sticking their hand up his ass and working him like a puppet.
that could be very true.
Like how else do you think they weakened and burnied him?
Well, they're trying to talk about it now, and like I said, I'm not a big politics guy, but they're all trying to talk about how like, oh, we didn't know he was in this bad of shape. I'm like,
There's a video clip
like
out
the fuck
there.
are we talking about?
There's a
Where-
doctor specifically for the
There's a video clip of all of those people that were like in his camp that were like, "Oh, he's sharp as a tack." All of them saying that.
Yeah, hell
And then a week later, they're like, "We didn't know."
Yeah.
Like,
Bitch, how do you not know?
Who shit my pants?
we can't even keep up with him.
Oh, yeah.
He's so so fast and quick witted.
Yeah, can't keep up with him. Well,
I will say though, I've seen a slowdown on Trump though. He's kind of aged a
but
little bit more.
that's
It's
how he
interesting
does
to
his
see.
shit, though,
I
man.
think he's
Like,
well mannered now.
I think he has. I think it is a conscious choice, but
I do
can,
too.
I can also see it in his face. Like you can actually see the age coming down
Oh,
on him
yeah.
now.
well, tremendously. 4 years of presidency.
It's tough.
Yeah, but his first term didn't seem to affect him at all.
He's just one of those dudes.
You
man.
know, but I mean, he's
Just
deals
recently.
with that world so much. He's there all the time, and he's like, that's what he does for his entire life.
I think what's crazy though is like what not a lot of people have talked about is someone tried to assassinate him like 3 times
Right.
before he was president, and like
Well-
kind of just like went away. Where it's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, we don't talk about that anymore.
What they don't really think about either is the threat of, like, if they really don't like the Trump camp, just imagine all the folks in his family that are now going to take his position.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm like. I don't know. Speaking about his mannerisms and stuff like that, I'll just speak to that. I don't really have anything to say on who's going to take over after him.
Yeah.
But like, because who knows? I mean, like,
I don't know. You pissed off Barron Trump. It seemed like. Did you hear what he said to
yes,
Biden?
I did. What was it again? Something
You
about
should have pardoned yourself.
no.
Oh.
That's not what he said.
That's what I heard.
No,
That's a cold line right there. Though. I like that line.
He called in, or I think he called into a podcast, and he actually
Okay.
told him what he said. But it was something kind of like
Ominous.
it was a little ominous, but it was something a kid would say.
Yeah.
Like a little smart ass.
Yeah.
But I feel like when his first term, he was like going on the shock jock route, and he's like,
Yeah.
because it's something different.
Yeah.
We are so used to getting these like people that are like, they speak very well and they do this shit with their thumb, and it's like, when they talk, because it's not threatening.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing this, that's threatening, but this.
It's the body language thing.
It's just bouncing. But yeah, so he did all that because
Yeah.
it's just something different, and people were like, "Hey, this is kind of refreshing, you know, and it just stirred up a media shitstorm of people digging into, because, you know, when you run for president or any kind of office, they start digging in your past all the way to fucking kindergarten. He untied some girl's shoes in kindergarten, you know, whatever. But now on this term, he's played it smart, and he's like, people already know who I am. They already know what I'm about. And the thing that I like I said, I've always said on this podcast, I'm not ever going to say that I'm one side or the other, because I'm not. I'm very centrist. There's some stuff on both sides I like. I think that people that go too hard one way or the other they're not right in the head. Yeah. But one of the things that I like about him is the fact that he is different. He speaks different. He does different things. He thinks differently. Now, again, not everything that he does I like.
Yeah, that's any president.
Exactly.
Though.
Yeah. You know, I don't agree with everything, and there's some shit that they're enacting right now that I'm kind of like, you know, we talked about this. You know, he promised all this free speech stuff and all that, and now there's certain things that are starting to go away. Yep. Based on like religion and stuff like that. So it's just like, you know, and I'm not saying that I'm an avid user, but like porn. Come on.
That is a crazy one they did. Yeah. Like, you have to put your ID in now.
Well, I don't fucking mind doing that, but it's just like, it's the point. It's the principle. It's like, that's to me, that's a free speech type of thing. And when you cut that out, you're using religion to, you know, because it's a sin to do that. Yeah. Like church and state. We got to separate that. You know, we've done it before, and we need to get it out of there. You know, I mean, like I'm not a very religious person. I don't want to get into fucking religion, but like, I just don't. I feel like if somebody wants to do that, let them do it.
Who's it hurting? I mean, in today's world, at the end of the day, everything is like sex and you know, showing that kind of stuff off, anyways.
Well, I do get the point where it's like there's probably a lot of those sex trafficked people that are involved in it.
That's true as well. No,
I get that.
Don't disagree on that.
You know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword. All topics, all subjects are all these, you know, abortion, porn, fucking drug use, all that stuff is like, I can see both sides of the coin, and damn.
There's so many avenues in everything.
Right. There's always one thing that it could be good, and then you put it into a bad spin on things. But that's anything in life, you know.
Totally.
I feel like that's the part of the human experience as it's going to keep on going. You know, we're all going to try to figure it out, and everybody has different opinion.
Well, none of this shit's real.
No,
we're all just prompts.
Yeah, we're all just. I was like, bring it back to the front of the pod. You know, we're all just prompts, man.
I mean, it is the uncanny valley right now, man. They're starting to make things. The VR and all this stuff is getting better and better and better, and it's just like, when you put the VR headset on and you take it off, you're gonna be like, wait, which one's real?
Right.
We're getting to that point, man.
It's these supercomputers coming out.
Yeah. Quantum computers.
Yeah. No, there's all kinds of crazy things, and like, I'm not a big religious guy myself either, but me and Shannon have been watching a little bit more of there's a YouTube channel that we really like. It's called Sam and Colby. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
They're like ghost hunters.
Yeah.
Yes, I have heard them.
They've been on Rogan.
I've heard them.
Yeah. I don't know what it has been, but like, we've been like binge watching their show. Yeah. Because like I said, I'm not religious, but I do believe there's something kind of somewhat after this. Like I've had like paranormal experiences myself, kind of thing. So that's what kind of makes me more believe that side of things. But when they like catch stuff, dude, there was one where they were using like a thermal cam, and they
Those
caught
kids don't catch nothing.
No, they caught a freaking
I've watched
face.
that show. They are so full of shit.
On a lot of parts of it. There are some.
That's partially why we watch. It's funny.
Some of it is funny, and there's like, I don't believe everything. Like I said, you know, it's a show. We all know it is.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't watch Zach Bagans and think, oh, that's real.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just interesting to see. It kind of just makes you think, like, what could that be real? Could it not be real? You know what I mean?
But a lot of times I'm like, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Well, say listen.
That's very true.
Well,
as well.
also you're not there though.
That's true.
And those microphones don't pick everything up.
That's what I was thinking. It's a lot different in person.
Well, that's like
Yours
shows like Ghost Adventures. Like I've been watching. I went to sleep watching it last night, and I woke up and it's been on the TV all day.
And it's still not. They still didn't catch anything.
Well, there's certain things that they catch here and there, but they have the budget to buy. You know, to have better equipment.
Oh yeah.
Better microphones. You know, they've got like sonic microphones and all this weird shit and. All these different types of cameras, you know, and all this, and so
they did catch one good one though, like on Sam and Colby channel. There was one, I think it was either Conjuring House or like where Annabelle was at, whichever one. They kept hearing the door kept opening and closing, and they finally set a camera there, and the door was open. They sat next to it for like a couple minutes to make sure it's not like a draft or anything like that, just closing it. And while they were downstairs, that door went wham and like slammed shut.
I would want to see a camera from both sides of the door.
That's true, but it was basically like a closet door or a closet right here, and the door was flat against the wall, kind of thing. It didn't look like it had like crazy amount of space, but I do get your skepticism on that side of things.
Yeah. I always wonder about that kind of shit.
I agree because it's views. They want the views.
Yeah.
And I say,
Well, there was like speaking of Ghost Adventures, like there was in the beginning there was a guy named Nick Groff on that show. He always had slick back hair.
okay,
And then he left the team and started doing his own show.
okay,
Well, you never know if he's telling the truth or not, but he was like, he kind of talked about on a podcast, like all the shit. He's like, I was there. He's like, we would just we would overhype things. Like we would hear a little noise and go, and just freak out.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, plus, we add in music, we add in sound effects, and
You're clipping it.
They clip it, and then they show the same clip over and over and over again. And it's just like anything to fill up the 30-minute time period.
Speaking of that group, though, did you hear about? So it's the bald dude on that one. Did
Aaron.
you hear? So there was a guy on that show, Shannon. He's bald.
His name's Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah.
His wife
Good one.
did like a plot to kill thing on him. Like she
Yeah.
was gonna hire like a hitman to kill him.
Yeah.
And like somehow it got out to where like she got like arrested for it and everything and was like pled guilty to it and everything. It was crazy because she was sleeping with another dude.
And that's who
My
she was wanting to get to hire to kill Aaron.
Yeah.
And she texted him. She was like, and it was like they read the texts online on the whatever fucking thing. It was like, I can't believe I'm trying to kill him instead of just
breaking up
just
or something.
divorce him.
Yeah.
Like she wants to ruin or end his life rather than just divorce him.
understand
I'm like, what the
people.
fuck?
If it ever gets to that point, I'll just take the divorce, Shannon.
I don't understand people. Like,
50,
what
50
is the
split.
point
I'm
The
okay
only
with
thing
it.
I can think is that
ending another life?
if they made it look like an accident or something like that, like all his money and assets would go to her.
Yeah,
That would be the only
that's
thing I
true,
could
I
think
guess
of.
life insurance policies. things
Right.
like that.
Can't trust these women, Patrick.
I listen to those like murder stories when I'm doing my scratch offs
do.
and puzzles and stuff. And he's
I know you
like,
do.
"What are you listening to?"
Well, that's the thing. I'll look back. I'm like, you plotting something? We need
It's
to
like,
have.
do we need to talk?
Like, did I do something?
It's so funny we
Life
went into
insurance.
that because I was just
I ain't
I
worth
was
that
thinking
much.
about it earlier, like sitting down talking with you since you are our resident female right now.
Right.
But like, what the hell is it with the smut books and the crime?
Yeah,
crime
she-
TV
and
shows.
don't let her lie. She reads those books too, by the way.
I've read one series of them. Normally, I read murder mystery.
Do you read them or
stories.
do audiobooks?
She reads.
I read.
Okay.
I
She's better than me. I
Yeah.
can't. I have
I
to
just
do audio.
I know I came home from work one day and Alana works from home and her finally moved her office into the bedroom. But she leaves the door wide open, and I came in, and all I heard some whack shit going on. I'm like, and I just stood there for a minute, and I don't know if she realized I was inside or not. But I went in there, I just poked my head around the door, and I was like, "What in the fuck are you listening to?"
don't
You
know.
know?
It seems weird to like just be listening
Yeah.
to the
Well, she was home alone.
yeah,
so,
just chilling doing her
yeah.
thing.
and she couldn't have her earbuds in because she had her headphones on for work.
Oh yeah.
But like, so when she wasn't on a call, she just hit play, and it would
That's
just play,
cool.
and I'm just like,
Yeah.
"What are you listening to?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but normally I am doing like murder mystery type stuff. Like
Yeah.
the book I'm reading now is about like murder mysteries and like
Do you watch all those like crime shows, like all those documentaries, like How to Make a Murderer and all that stuff?
I used to watch that shit when I was younger.
No, I've watched them before, but it's not enough like action for me.
She does like the crime. Like me and her did love like Criminal Minds, all that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
those were our shows for the longest time. Another one was Bones. I don't know if you guys ever remember that show.
I do.
Bones,
There was one girl in my life that
Was
told,
Criminal Minds one with
told me I
Matthew
looked
McConaughey?
like what's his
With who?
name?
Matthew McConaughey in season
No.
1 and all
No,
that? What-
not him.
What? Oh, what show
I
was
know what
that?
you're talking about.
I know
but
what he
no,
is too.
That was not that because it was like that.
was
What
a
you're talking about
movie.
is like every season was
Yeah,
a
it's
different
new-
group of
yeah.
actors.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, we watched NCIS for a long
Bones
time.
was with Angel from Buffy. Like I don't remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer. No. Anyways,
Before our time.
that guy David, whatever fucking his last name is, like that. Some chick was like, "You kind of look like him." I'm like,
Thank you.
"No, I don't fucking look like
Take-
him." Boreanaz, David Boreanaz.
Is that his name? I guess
Yeah.
I didn't even really know that.
I used to watch the shit out of Buffy,
Oh, okay.
and his name was always second billing on whenever whenever Angel came into the
Yeah.
play. It was always, "What's her name?" I can't remember her name. What the fuck is her name? Anyways, but then I remember David Boreanaz.
That's the thing. The old days of like NCIS,
True
Criminal
Detective,
Minds, all that shit.
True Detective.
They haven't made a good one of those shows in a long time.
Yeah.
Because that was good. Dexter was the shit when I was younger too. Didn't like Dexter.
I mean, have you watched the new ones?
No. So I refuse to watch the new ones because I don't want it to ruin what like whenever it first came on was. Because after a while, it got to the point it's like, okay, when's he gonna get caught? All that kind of stuff. It just got to that
So you
point.
stopped watching it?
Yeah, I have not watched any
We
of the new
watched
stuff.
the full
First
season.
Okay.
But we
Not first
have-
season, but first part of it.
Yeah, the first
Okay.
Yeah, like
part that was out.
What was the last thing you remember?
spoiler alert when he left on the boat.
Okay, that was the
Yeah.
last episode
Exactly. I
of the
haven't watched.
original series.
Yeah,
I
we
haven't
haven't
watched any of
not
the new
watched
stuff.
any of
I
the
watched a
movies.
couple of episodes of like there's been 2 reboots. of it.
Exactly.
And the one that I watched was like where it like picked up where it left off.
Mhm.
You know, they did like flashbacks and then where he's at now.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to get back to being Dexter?
Yeah.
You can't.
There
It
was
was-
something about him living in a city, in a populated city,
Miami.
yeah, in Miami.
Yeah.
You know,
Working
I mean,
for
where-
the
police and like being able to do this and under the radar fly, and that was the whole. It made you have suspense because you're like, well, he could get caught and all this stuff, and then now it's just like, what are you doing? You're like
It's-
out in
Yeah.
the woods, like
It's just not the same. That's the thing.
living
Is,
in a cabin by yourself.
I've been trying to find some more good TV shows. I haven't seen
It's been
anything too.
difficult for
Anime.
sure.
I know you're into your anime.
I'm just saying, there's always new animes coming
Yeah.
out, and they're always fire.
that was the thing. Like when I was younger, on a, like Adult Swim, they always had some good ones. Like obviously the original ones, like Naruto. One Piece was one I remember watching when I was younger. Trying to think, there was a mix of it, and then I believe a couple buddies of ours, like Dragon Slayer, is that
Probably
a game?
Dragon Ball.
Well, no, there's Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Slayer is an anime.
Is it an anime? I think that was something that he was into. I've heard it like it makes it. I'm sure there's a million different kinds of anime or
Oh,
different
yeah.
like titles out there. They're always moving
100%.
stuff.
Yeah.
There was a YouTuber I watched who did like a day in the life of an anime like producer. I found that interesting how like they draw everything out. Like each day is
Oh,
like
yeah.
a new part of the process for them to put out the next week's version of it. I'm
Yep.
like, that's crazy.
And then they have animators come in and do the animation.
How did you find like anime that you like just kind of just checking random stuff out?
I don't know. I've always been into it since I was like little, but like not hardcore. Like I don't read the mangas and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's just too much for me. I don't read regular books. Well, I'm not going to read mangas. And fuck, they cost money. You
That's
know?
true.
So I mean, now you can get them on an app. There's like a manga reader on an
okay.
app. You can just pull it up, but pass. I'll just watch the anime. You know, and then you just pay one subscription for Crunchyroll or whatever, and you
I've
have,
heard of
you
that,
have
yeah.
everything there. I mean, I also you can there's like Amazon Prime. You can get if you have Prime, you can get High Dive, which is another anime website,
Oh, okay.
and High Dive has. I'm just going to tell people there's a lot of really gory anime, like bloody, like people getting hacked up. Not like gore, like fucking Jason Voorhees, but like just samurais cutting the shit out of people and whatnot. And there's a lot of bordering on hentai.
Oh, a little bit on the sexual side.
Very much so. A lot of naked ladies in there.
Doesn't sound like a bad book.
No. I'm not mad at it at all. What we call it when it's not full hentai, it's just fan service.
Gotcha.
You know, it's like they're watching. Let's give them a little something. You know.
Well, like I mean, anime has been getting big again, and then like Pokemon cards has turned into a whole fucking thing. That's
Fuck Pokemon.
the hater on it. I don't watch it, so I understand.
No, yeah. I've never been a Pokemon enthusiast. If Alana heard me say that, she's got 13 million Pikachus on her nightstand by the bed.
Gotcha.
You know, but
But there's people selling cards out there for like $1,000.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's fucking nuts.
it's like an NFT or what's the other
Bitcoin.
digital Bitcoin? or
Yeah,
something.
like some.
Whatever somebody puts worth on, like
Yeah.
however much worth they put on it, that's what it's worth.
Yep.
It's just crazy how things like that kind of pop up. Because it makes me think about back to my childhood. I'm like, I wonder if I had anything that was like actually worth something. You know, like go back into like the binders.
I've
and,
often thought of that.
you know, like I've gone into like my grandfather's like not basement, his attic before to help like move stuff out, and I'll find stuff. I'm like, where the fuck is this? It's like an
I
OG
have some
something.
old Action Comics from those are like really old that I have, and I don't know what they're worth anything. if
like
they're-
Stone Tablet or
Yeah. They're
Dead Sea
basically.
Scrolls.
I called them Action Comics. They're actually petroglyphs.
petroglyphs. I cut them out of the side of a mountain, but that's nothing for us to talk about today.
No, I made them when I was a kid,
Gotcha.
wearing my rock underwear.
Hey man,
with my
like
pet dinosaur. You fuck.
and then you like run with the car for the like the
You
old.
run.
See, I
Flintstone
make
thing.
the tall and
Flintstones.
short jokes. You make the old fuck jokes.
It's okay. Like most people, that was the first thing that everybody said when I first started going over to work with Patrick and everything. That was like everybody's like, "Wow, you're a tall dude." I'm like, "Yes."
Tall as fuck.
I'm like, "Yes, I am. That is what I do."
Yeah, they call
That
you
is
tiny.
what I do.
They call you tiny at work.
Nah, it's
No,
been
that's for the big fat guys. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
Tiny. That's what. It's a weird
Smalls.
thing. Yeah, whatever. And then you'd be like stretch.
yeah.
Yeah.
This man Patrick been working his ass off lately,
Fucking,
bro.
they call me attic rat.
Attic
Oh my
rat.
gosh.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Gotta bring Patrick back to life.
I know.
You getting sleepy, bud?
IV vitamins. Yeah, I need some more coffee.
Go get some.
Oh, here, I'll put this.
Coffee at what, 9 o'clock at night almost?
Yeah, why not?
What's wrong with coffee at 9 o'clock at night, Shannon?
It's late. I mean,
Just hit-
coffee in
just hit
general.
cancel on that
I don't
outlet
like.
thing.
I might, Yeah, I did. Oh, you guys keep talking.
You're good. I was
Yeah,
just letting you.
he's putting it on the wide
I'm
view.
going to put it on YouTube.
Wide
Ooh.
You can
Wide.
well you can you can
Put it on
change
Connor.
the what do you call it? You can make it a wide.
Uh,
Look for the not the focus FLAC.
oh, I
Oh.
see.
Expand.
Yeah, it's on the right side of the screen. One of those makes it you can expand it. The zoom. It's the zoom. My bad. Is what it's called. Jesus fucking Jim.
We're getting there.
It
We'll
doesn't
get you
let
there.
me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
It doesn't
Yeah,
want to
it's
zoom.
okay.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. Just put it on them.
I'll put it on Connor.
Ooh, hi.
Hello.
Well, that's why I was trying to get this set up, but I like nothing. It's only got 2 inputs.
Oh, okay.
One's an HDMI though, and I was like, "Hey, cool."
Yeah, I'll take another water if you don't mind.
HDMI, dope. But no, you
Shells?
plug it in, and it's like,
This is your water, right?
It's
yeah, that's
Connor's,
it. But all it does is like wants you to download anything that you have in it to your computer. I'm like,
No,
that's not what I'm doing,
Right.
fucker.
it's not the goal.
It might because it's got a USB-C. It might work with like like plugging it directly into
That's
the
true.
computer. But
So with your side of the podcast, man, what's kind of the plan for the future? You got any
keep doing this.
got any guests that you're thinking about? Anybody in mind? Just
Nope.
kinda seeing
I'm just
what
gonna
pops up?
keep on going. What I've decided though is like, I'm just gonna keep bringing people back.
Mhm.
Because,
That's what I've been doing.
You know, bringing people back and talk because I just like talking to my friends and
Mhm.
like it's like this is like the only time we get to hang out is like if I'm on your
Yeah.
podcast or if
Yeah.
you're on mine and there's other people that don't have podcasts and everybody's so busy.
Mhm.
But if they're like, "Oh, I'm coming on a podcast," I'll make time. They schedule it, and
Yeah.
it's just like, "Okay, this is what we're doing."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
plan something to do.
Well,
Right.
He hit me up like 2 times to do this, and I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry, I got a podcast this
No,
time."
yeah, and that's all. It's all good.
Yeah, and then I was finally like, I'm like, let's schedule a day. I'm like, tell me
Yeah.
the day. I'm like, but I'll be around. I think
Absolutely.
Patty's doing a little cookout and stuff. I plan on coming to that.
Hell yeah.
And come say what's up.
For sure, and you know, I was going to mention you guys. We do every third Sunday of every month. We do like Family Day,
Okay.
and it's like a potluck. Everybody comes and they bring all their shit,
Nice.
some food. So you guys, I won't tell Alana just yet, but I'll invite you guys.
Uh,
Last time, I feel like the attendance is going to start dwindling, but
Mhm.
everybody showed up last time. There's probably like fucking 30 people in this little tiny house
Damn.
of mine, but it was awesome.
that's cool though.
We had good food. Everybody got to talk. and
Yeah.
it was
Great.
just nice, you know, because like I just feel like that's the thing I'm missing is people. Even I've become very introverted
Mhm.
as of
Yeah.
late, but it's just like I need people.
Yeah.
I need my friends. I need my family. I need people I love to be around. I feel like as humans, we all need that. We're very pack oriented
Oh,
people.
100%.
Everything is so spread out now, and everybody just like everyone just goes to work and then fucking goes home.
Hmm.
And then when you're home, you're like, I'm safe. This is my time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to spend it with anyone else. You just want to spend it with like you guys.
Yeah, of course.
Stay together.
But there's
I'm
only so many days you can do
just the two of you.
just doing that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like there's times where like I go and golf with my friends. I gives her time, me my time, go do whatever kind of thing. But like that's why I left the last companies because I'm very big on making sure I spend time with her, my family as well on the weekends
100%.
and stuff. Just because like even now like my parents aren't like decrepit in any way, but they're 50s,
They're
getting
getting
old.
up there.
Well, no, they're getting older. Like
Yeah.
to
We're
be-
not. None of us are
Yeah.
guaranteed to make it out of this thing alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be a little more cognizant on that side of things, to be around a little bit more because like whenever I first moved out, I was like never home. I appreciate you, sir.
Oh, he didn't put no ice in that shit.
I'll be fine. But
That was hose water from the first one that I gave
He's
you.
like, can you tell the difference? Which?
he might have dipped something in it.
Wow.
But no, but
That
like
was his fun pinky.
hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
whatever he needs.
Sorry, shit.
But
Y'all are nasty.
You act like you
Men
don't.
are nasty.
Guys get together and say some of the gayest
Guys are-
shit together.
Oh, I hear him on his
I-
video games.
I have, like-
you don't even know half of it.
I have like 5 buddies who I've known for like 20 years,
Yeah.
and like before we came over here, we went and hung out at the pool today. With 2 of my buddies, and it's just us.
Those aren't the ones on the video games, though.
A
No,
lot of grab ass.
but we're never like talking
Yeah.
about anything serious. We're just shooting the shit the whole time, just hanging out. But like that was like what I was telling you before, though. Is like that's why I left the company before, is to be able to make sure like I'll take less money to make sure I have
Quality of
time.
life.
Oh yeah, dude. Like the whole 90-hour-a-week bullshit. Fuck that. If I was single, maybe. You know what I mean? It would be a little like I have nothing else going on.
Just stack your bills.
Yeah, but it's just like, dude, just death.
It's not worth it.
No.
It's not.
It's not.
Like I have a friend where I work, and he works every day off.
Oof.
He comes in and does an EDP with his extra day pay.
Yeah.
You know, they give you a full day of full
Yeah.
day of pay, just for coming in for. You can work 5 hours and you get 8 hours worth of pay.
Oh, that's nice.
But he does it every day off, so he never takes a day off.
Mhm.
He's Asian, so that might have something to do with
Does
it.
he have a family?
I don't know.
That'd
I'm
be the
sure.
thing.
No, he's single.
Okay.
No kids. I don't think he has kids. He might have some baby mamas. I don't know. Whatever.
Hey, bro.
But-
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? Do
Yeah.
your thing. But I asked him the other day, like, why do you do this? He's like, I got to stack my paper, man. This is the time to do it. When I'm old, I can't do it. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
I
He's
respect
got big
it.
plans to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
just
respect
saying-
that
yeah.
whole thing. It's just, man, like, at least for me personally, me as a person, it's just not good for me. You know what I mean? I need a little bit of downtime. I need to be able to have dinner with my wife, that kind of stuff.
100%.
But, you know, if it's a little extra time here and there, like, it ain't that big of a deal. It's
Yeah,
work.
it's such a hard balance, though, sometimes.
It is.
But especially in my position, because, like, I can't really put a timestamp on
Exactly.
these projects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could run into things that I can't predict, and that's 3+ hours right there. You know, so
Mhm.
yeah, it's rough.
It also
Yeah,
depends on who your helper is.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know. I
That's a
can't
big
stress
part.
to young
Yeah.
people. I try to stress it to them. You know, when I meet someone or
Mhm.
I'm talking to someone that's. I say young people younger than me.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm just like, dude, like, you don't burn yourself out now. You know, just
Yeah.
don't do that. Like, you're young. I get it. People think, let's do it while I'm young.
Mhm.
But when you get to be my age, it catches up.
Yeah.
And now I feel broken every single day, and I have to work my ass off.
Yeah.
So it's not always, you know, and there's a lot of things I missed
Mhm.
from working and working and working. I used to, when I worked for the last company, I mean, dude, it was like I was salaried, so it didn't matter how many hours I worked.
Got paid the
I got
same.
paid the same,
Yep.
but I thought that's how I grow. I'm like, I grow and I get promoted by being there,
Mhm.
doing the work, showing that I'm loyal and all this other bullshit. And it's literally bullshit.
Yep.
None of it matters. They don't care about you at the end of the day.
Nope.
I spent 20 something years with that company. And when I told them, I asked them for one small thing and they couldn't do it.
Mhm.
And then I said, okay, well, I'm going to leave.
Yep.
And they were like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Well, that was
And these jobs are all like, oh, we're like a family. You spend more time at work than you do with your actual family. And
Right.
it's like, you do not care about me. And then you want me to work overtime for the little time I already have with my family.
Right. Right.
Like,
Like, who are you trying to kid? Like,
Oh yeah, no, and I've gotten to the point now, unless I actually like know you, like, you know, like I know Patrick outside of work and stuff. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to be like hanging out on the weekends and all this shit.
No.
I keep the whole like friendly shit like at arm's bay nowadays because I feel like that's where the problems come in, is where the friendship line and then the boss line get crossed in some
Right,
weird
right,
way,
right.
and it gets weird, and you're like, yeah, it's just
yeah, I
not
don't
worth it.
ever hang out with people I work with either.
Yeah.
I try not to.
Like, there's nothing wrong with the
tough.
cookout here and there,
It is.
hanging out,
Because
and
you
stuff.
do spend the majority of your time with those
Yeah.
people. And it's
Hey.
just like being
maybe you
I-
shouldn't go to his
I don't know.
cookout.
I will say, like, at my job, like at Ideal Conditions, all the service guys 3 weeks ago, we all just got to go to the gun range.
That's pretty cool. I'd
So-
do that.
and
That'd
then
be
on the
fine.
on the 28th, we're all going out on the boat together. So
Oh, must be nice.
yeah.
Must be.
Hey, get into service, man. Come on.
Shit. That's not my decision, sir.
Yeah.
And there's
Well,
nothing wrong with having those
Get there,
moments
baby.
with your coworkers. Like, that's
Yeah.
all great and it's all fun. Like, my old office would do a cruise every year.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah,
wow,
that's
that might be
great.
a bit of a commitment for me. I don't.
I like cruises. Cruises are a good time.
They're really
Honestly,
nice.
Patrick just got back from one not too long ago.
yeah.
They're fun, man. Go on there.
I couldn't do it as long as y'all did it. They did a
Yeah.
whole week.
That's my first one.
I've done weeks before. Those are fun.
It was rough.
I think
the
a week
most-
would be like the limit.
The limit for me was a weekend. We left on like
Friday night.
I was either Thursday or Friday night, but then we came back Sunday. We docked on Sunday
Mhm.
evening, and you know. But like I whatever it was like a 3-day thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Long weekend.
And I was like, by the end of it, I was ready to get the fuck off of that boat. Because it's like, what are we doing tonight? Well, I'm either going to go to some shitty comedy show where the guy...
I enjoy the comedy
there's some
shows.
good
We
ones.
had a good one.
I've been to some good
So-
ones. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But like, what are the cruise lines? I know there's Carnival,
Carnival.
Royal Caribbean.
Disney now has one.
Virgin.
I think Carnival was the
Virgin.
cruise line I went on, the Fascination. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
one
the
we
Carnival.
Did you go
is-
out, Jax?
Yeah.
It was a carnival.
And
yeah.
the act wasn't that good.
No, I prefer Royal Caribbean for all
Yeah.
the ones that I've been on.
Now, if there was like a really somebody I knew or like
Mm-hmm.
somebody that was actually funny, but it was just like it was either that or you fucking go to the slot machines, you know, or
Funny
you
enough-
drink,
When we went on a cruise,
couple
and
of my
we,
styles, couple of my vices right there.
and that's all there is.
We won one of the game shows though,
Oh yeah,
really?
the Love and Marriage game show we did
Oh,
win.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that was a fun time. I was on Royal
Shannon
Caribbean.
thought she was a celebrity for a little while. We were going.
I
like,
was a celebrity.
The people are like stopping. Oh my god!
Yeah,
they're like,
that's-
hey, you were
like-
the ones on that
You're
show.
like,
Yeah.
We were
Yeah,
there. We were there for
queen.
another like 2 or 3 days, and people kept coming up to us like, "We
It
love
was
that
on
show."
repeat on the TV.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. They gave us like a bag with like champagne in it, like a
A
bunch
whole,
of like
like,
swag
goodie
and
bag,
bullshit. Yeah,
yeah.
it was cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. No,
Nice.
I mean, I guess if I was involved and did something like that, maybe. But I just like you run out of shit to do
Yeah.
on the boat itself.
I can understand.
You know, like you can only go sit in a piss-filled pool so many times and so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
like,
gotta have the ports that you stop at and get off and get a different change of scenery for
I
a little
guess.
bit.
Yeah.
but they were like, okay, we have. You know, we would like every cruise because we've been on a bunch of them and they were all 3-day cruises. When you go to one port and they're like, we're only going to be here for 8 hours
Yep.
and then we're going to pull on to the next and then we'll be there for like a full day or whatever. And you get off and you're like, do we get off? Should we get off? Because like this ain't going to be enough time for us to get there, walk around everything, and then get back.
That is true.
You know, and you go into straw markets and shit like in the Bahamas, and it's just like,
pretty lady.
yeah, they all want to fucking
Handsome-
braid your hair
handsome
and,
man.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's like you'll stay there for fucking 12 hours and not realize like
We
a
just
time
went to the
warp.
beach.
You just gotta be good at moving on.
Yeah,
I like going and seeing like different kinds of stuff. Though, like we've gone to like I know you're not a big drinker or anything, but
I was when I was married and we were doing that.
I understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But like for something that's interesting to me, I like going and seeing how stuff's made. Like we went to one where it was a Caribbean rum like distillery.
Oh, cool.
In
And
the Cayman
That's
Islands.
cool.
Yeah, and they literally like walked us through the whole process. They did a thing which was absolutely disgusting, like pure like ethanol alcohol. They had a little like squirt bottle, so you could like they would put a drop on your tongue and you could see what it felt like.
Oof.
Literally,
Yeah.
you put it on your tongue and it dries out your
It just
mouth
burned. It just
immediately.
burned.
What in the fuck? That
Yeah.
would probably turn me off from drinking. Like,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was one of those
Forever.
things. Yeah,
Put it
but
in
like
a
we
gas
did.
tank.
Yeah, it was literally like you just like I was like, whoo, because I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
yeah.
Random thing. One thing I would like to bring for all of us to do one time. Have you
Yeah.
guys seen the smelling salt videos?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my Jesus.
I
I
wanted,
have,
I
you
wanted,
know.
dude. I'd do
Next
it.
pod.
Yeah, next
All right,
pod.
next
Next
pod.
pod.
Okay.
I'll order it
How
off
about
Amazon.
how about let's do this? Y'all can do it on your podcast. I'll be over here.
You gotta try it.
Nah,
It'll
We'll
wake
We'll
you
just
up.
observe
We'll
that.
like,
You keep saying you're gonna have Patty on.
He don't look
Yeah,
at me.
I
That's
know,
a him
I
thing.
know,
That's
I
a
know,
him
I
thing.
know.
I keep telling him too.
You see these
He's-
bruises on my leg, man?
You need to
See
start a
these?
producer Pat.
Let me get- Ah,
He's-
yeah.
He's talked about doing like podcast stuff. I think
Yeah.
it'd be cool to see.
I need to jump in the pod gang.
I think it'd be cool to see like you like with all your military friends and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that'd be
I would.
cool.
I would like to center my podcast more towards like locale politics as well.
That'd be
and stuff
interesting.
Like
I
that, so.
see. Like Pat has a better following than I do from this podcast, which is hilarious. People come in the chat and they talk to him.
It's the
What's up, man?
mustache.
Yeah, like every time Brett pops in,
Oh yeah.
what's up, Pat?
Yeah.
He don't say shit. He don't say shit about Jim. Nothing.
I need to get back to time and place.
Yeah.
We talked a long time ago, but he wanted to do like a podcast on like a car and all this stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Seems like a lot though.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well,
Difficult.
people all. That's one of the things, and I'm sure you've run across that too. But you did some on location podcasts.
Yeah, very very early in the podcast I did that. Yeah.
Now, I've had people, I've been getting emails, a lot of emails. You know, what's crazy is like the people that do watch, there's some people that are watching and I don't know them at all. They're not local.
Yeah.
And they're just watching. And I had one reach out to me. He seemed like a very, very nice guy. He's a photographer and great work. I mean, I looked at his page and I was like, wow, fucking awesome
Yeah.
work, dude. I would love to talk to you. And I go, are you here locally in Jacksonville? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, So
Shit.
you want to do a remote podcast, and
Mhm.
I'm like, I've done one of those, and it is such a pain in the ass.
So difficult.
It is. I've done a couple. I've been on like a podcast that was like a virtual one.
Yeah.
It was with Rich Hyera from Eat Your Content podcast here
Yeah.
in Jax. And I like going on location. It just depends on who it is and what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like I've gone to places where there was like what was it? Oh, it was they did all the animatronics for like freaking Disney World and shit here. It's called
Okay.
Dark something studio.
Sally
Sally Dark Rides. Yeah, that's the right one. So like I went in there and like they showed me the whole production.
See,
and,
that
like,
would be a vlog. That would make a better like video for YouTube, like a vlog style.
That's what I did. Like I did videos of what I was allowed to take videos of, and then I sat down with the owner of it, and then we did like the podcast and all that kind of stuff. So it really just kind of depends.
But on location is like taking.
It's difficult.
It's difficult, but it's and like for us, it's damn near impossible.
Yeah.
We've done one.
Yeah.
We did the one at CoLab where we literally I packed up everything in this room and took it all to except the table.
Turned out pretty good.
It's a lot.
And
it's a
it
lot of
did, but it
stuff.
took us 2.5 hours to set everything up
Yeah.
and make sure that everything was running properly. And then, we sat there and did a fucking, what was it, like a 2.5 hour podcast with those guys. And then at the end, it took me another hour to pack everything back up, take it back home. And I just said it in here. I was like, I am not fucking with this shit. I'll do it tomorrow. But
Yeah, I don't go on location much
I'm just talking
anymore.
about like the remote ones where they have like
Yeah.
the Zoom call ones. Like I did one of those and it was like, it would have been a better podcast, but it's like there's already a digital delay on this part.
Yep.
So we've got this delay, which is like a 6 second or maybe like 3 second delay. And then there's like a fucking 5 second delay on Zoom.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you're almost better off doing like FaceTime.
That's
Pretty
true.
much, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But the problem is the way that all the equipment works and the way you have to do these things. Like, and I had to take all these back route channels and weird shit. I had to put a camera right here, and
Yep.
that I used that monitor, and it was just a pain in the ass. And I'm like, I don't ever want to do that again.
Yeah, you
I
have
don't
to figure
mind-
out how to make your setup there.
Well,
Yeah.
that's my issue. Is like I'll go to places and like try to figure out the setup.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like the one I'm thinking of off the top of my head is the one I did with Collect Jacks. We did it near a window and it was way overexposed.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't edit it to make it look any better than what it did. And I was like, "Fuck, man!"
Yeah,
And
washed it
I was
out.
pissed off because I was like, "There's only so much you can do." You
Yeah.
know,
I
proper
think I
lighting,
might-
all that stuff.
What I might start doing though with people that do that, they're emailing me. They're getting my email. They're like, I saw your podcast and you said, hey, if you have a cool story
Yeah.
or whatever, and they're emailing me. So I'm like, what I might start doing is, how many of those things have you gone through, bro?
About 4.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm still
What
on
I-
my first one.
What I might start doing is just taking calls.
That would be cool.
Just having them
That'd be
send me a
pretty
picture.
I'll leave you some voicemails.
I'll set it up where they send me a photo,
Yeah.
and then I'll have it use that as a scene so he can
That'd be
flick
cool.
to their picture when they're talking. That way, it's not just because I've done that before where we didn't do that, and it was just like literally our faces going while the person's talking.
Yeah.
And I'm just and I was switching it around like to other, but everybody's just sitting there going,
Well,
Yeah.
Well, that's the cool thing about the Roadcaster because I do that too,
Yeah.
especially during like
you can
football
Bluetooth
season.
and a phone call.
Oh, I love that. I think it's so much
It's
fun because we'll be
great.
telling a story and I'll call my stepdad who I'm talking about in the story. I'm like, hey, you got a second? You're on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he'll say some funny shit. It always
does.
cracks me up.
Well, Alana and I, when we had our podcast, and we weren't like doing it live or any of that stuff till the end, and I think that was what killed our podcast.
Oh, that was the end.
Yeah, she didn't want to be on camera,
Yeah, I understand.
but it was only audio. But we had a friend of ours who's local. She does she has a sex shop,
Ooh.
and I won't name it because I'm not trying to
Anyways.
give her any business.
Yeah.
Wow.
At any rate,
Got to get some ad space.
Yeah, no.
That's right.
But we had a section where it was like her name and topics.
Okay.
It was tea and topics, and so she would call in. Like I would tell her, call in between this time.
Yeah.
And she would call in right around that time, and I would be like, "Yo, it's time for," and I'd play a little thing, and it was like a
That's
bit,
cool.
you
Yeah,
know,
it's
that we
a
did.
segment.
There's
Yeah.
a segment, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a little segment, and it was pretty fun. And she was just like one of those loose cannons that didn't
I
give a fuck
gotcha.
about what you're doing. She's
Yeah.
just talking about whatever, and then I was like, "All right, hey, we got to go. All right, see you later." Click. You just hang up after like 20, 30 minutes of that, and then it's just like, all right, we got to go.
That's
I
fun.
understand. I just think it's a fun, like, another thing to add to the podcast.
It's an element.
Because that's like the whole thing I've been trying to do with Shannon a little bit more is just try to add different things that we're doing, just to make it fresh, keep it fresh a little bit, kind of explore some more ideas.
Yeah.
But no, like that's the thing is I've been enjoying it.
I love y'all's like would you rather's
Yeah.
and top tens and all that stuff, and I'm kicking myself in the ass because the last one that I listened, one of the last ones I listened to where y'all were doing it, and I was like, I need to come up when they come on the show. I need to have my would you rather.
Yeah.
But like I didn't do it.
It's okay.
Because I'm a slacker.
We like that's the thing is like basically we'll sit down if we're gonna do an episode. We'll be like we kind of have some topics that we know we want to talk about. I'll touch on those, and then I tell her I'm like look up like come up with a would you rather. Come up with and we do agree on the top three.
Yeah.
That's the one we'll agree. Like okay, this is what we're gonna do, and then we go off and make our own list and don't tell each other anything.
I oftentimes I'm just gonna no shade, Connor, but I often agree with Shannon.
It's okay to be wrong.
It's how is it wrong if more people agree than the one?
See, that's the thing though. A lot of people agree with me
There's
as well.
there's a
think
thing
there
that they
is.
say about that mentality, Connor.
Well,
It's gonna be great.
equal rights, equal fights.
No, I know, and y'all, I get it. You're just being funny, but I do love the banter and like all the. It's cute, and I actually said that on it was the podcast with me and Pat, and we brought y'all up, and I think we pulled up their page.
I think so.
Oh no!
I think we pulled up the page and we were watching one of your like little clips or one of your videos, and I was like, "That's like the cutest couple in Jacksonville."
Oh,
I don't care. Y'all are adorable.
we try to have fun, man. It's the cool thing. Like I said, with the podcast and stuff, it's something fun that every single week we know we get to do.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if it doesn't turn into something, as I've said to you on this podcast a couple times now, it's an audio diary.
Yeah.
I hope there's something cool that's
Having
around.
fun.
For sure.
Our kids can see this kind of stuff when we're a little bit older, and they can know what their parents were like at a young age.
I wish I would have had. I wish my dad had like
Yeah.
a diary or a journal or
Right.
something because I mean, he was gone,
Yeah.
my whole life, and I was just like, I don't know this man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People tell me that I have his same mannerisms and like facial expressions, and I act like him. Like, how the fuck is that? It's got to be in my genetics then, because I don't know him.
That's
right,
the
it
thing.
wasn't learned.
We actually got our parents something this year as well because
Oh God, you're gonna say it. Go ahead.
the book.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they have to write it.
Yeah.
Gabby gave me one of those.
See, it's a cute thing.
I filled out like the first 3 pages, and I was like, I'm fucking tired.
Oh my god.
It's a good thing to do because like you think you know your parents, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know the questions to ask to unlock another part
Right.
of like their memory, right?
Right.
Like I have a general idea of who my dad is, who my mom is, who my stepfather is and stuff. But
Don't know their hobbies when they were our age.
yeah, like what were your interests at?
I think
15
what I'm
years
going
old,
to do
all that
with
kind of
it
stuff.
when I do actually sit down and finish it is I'm going to put a camera, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to read them and
That's
answer.
cute.
I'll read the
Story.
questions and then answer them in the camera,
I like that.
and then I'll edit it all to where all the bullshit in between where I'm like,
All the crying is gone.
none of that.
yeah.
No, but I mean, just like we're like thinking, like,
Yeah.
but I just want to answer the questions on a fucking camera.
Yeah,
That way she can watch it and see
I think it's a cool thing,
like a
man.
video diary.
Yeah.
Just to leave something, dude. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, that's what all this content really is just us leaving our imprint on Earth. Just like the Egyptians wrote their stories with paintings, we do it with our words. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like to read and all that, but I think actually listening to someone talk can tell you a lot about someone. The way their mannerisms
for sure.
are, the way they're like colloquialisms.
Yeah, cochlea.
Cochlea, yeah, like cochlea implant, but like just the different different ways people speak. I
Yeah.
just find it interesting
Oh,
because everybody
for
talks
sure.
and does things differently, and I don't know. That's just what I
Different people's voices do stem
Mm-hmm.
like it brings different like emotions out of you, and it just puts you in this like I can hear a voice and it takes me back to my childhood for some reason.
Yeah.
Look, just like a song. Like there's songs that make you think about your childhood.
Connect
What's
with
the
memories.
matter?
Nothing. My dad just texted me. I was making
Oh.
sure everything was fine.
Something good?
Everything's good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Everything's.
You made a face. I was like, oh shit.
No, I just looked down real quick, just make sure everything's fine. Whenever my phone's blowing up, I'm just making sure no one's dying.
Yeah, right. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
My phone doesn't blow up though. So
Mine doesn't either.
I have so many family members now, so many freaking group chats, so much different shit going on.
I can't stand.
It's always
a
the
group chat.
boys. Always the boys.
I love a good group chat, especially when it's like just like my guy friends. We're all in there just roasting the absolute dog shit out of each other for
If
30
it was
minutes.
that, maybe. But I've got 3 different group chats with the same people.
Oh.
Like I've got a text group chat with Alana, her daughter, my daughter, the people that live in this house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's usually like, what do you want for dinner? Whatever. Are you going to be home? Be home, whatever.
Just the daily.
Yeah, bullshit.
Whatever,
And then there's
yeah.
like the TikTok group chat You know, and they always
Just the videos.
You guys-
they're sending videos.
You
You
gotta
need to get
send
on
the-
Discord or something. Jeez.
Discord's
Evie
the-
is on Discord, and I asked her to show me how, and I don't because I don't know how to use it.
That's something I thought about doing for the podcast is
Yeah.
creating a Discord.
Yeah,
channel for
that
it.
would be cool. I
You
would
know,
like
people
that.
could like ask questions and stuff. He's like, what I want people to do sooner or later is like send me would you rather questions or like that
Yeah,
kind of
ones that
stuff.
we-
Get, just
use.
I think when you start involving, you know, the people that do
Mm-hmm.
listen or do watch, I think that it gives them a sense of ownership.
Yeah.
And they feel like they're part of it.
Yeah.
So which is why I leave the chat on.
I like the lives. I think it's a cool thing to do.
If anybody pops in, he'll ask a question or he'll say what they're saying, and it scares some people, and they pop out real quick, and you're like, "Yo, what's up, 725 Sunshine?"
They're like, holy shit.
And they're
Oh
like,
God,
"Hi,
they're talking about.
yeah."
I'm here. I don't want you to talk to me.
They're like, I'm not here.
Yeah, like
Bye-bye.
we haven't done the lives just in case someone says something a little wild, just in
Yeah.
case they wanted to edit out and stuff. Even though I really
Say
don't.
the wild.
We've
thing.
never really had too much of that though.
Nah, nothing
No,
too
you
bad.
you guys are like the professional part of you. I know that you're not like super professional, but
Yeah.
you are on a. If we were on levels here, like I'm down
No, you're
here,
not.
and yeah, you guys are like
No,
way
you're-
up here in the professionalism. Like
You guys do a great job.
Different
You-
types of podcasts.
it is at different strokes, but yeah, I mean, like I like how you do it. I just can't do that. You know, like you'll research people, you'll like write down questions and all that good stuff. Like, you know, like it gives people like a really strong base, and you can see that they feel comfortable like pretty quickly on your podcast.
Yeah,
the
man.
goal.
I just try to talk to people, and
Yeah.
Shannon's the same way. You know what I mean? Like we'll see. Like the way I look at it, whenever I'm talking to people on there now, especially with Shannon being there, I'll just see who the person's vibing with more, and then if it's like more of Shannon's asking the right questions, I'll just sit there and lay back, let her
Yeah.
do her thing, or vice versa kind of thing. But the reason why we do the research now is just because I found myself asking the same questions over and over and
Yeah,
over,
but
which you do in
You
conversation.
kind of just do. I mean, the questions are always what, why, when, and where. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's just like if you know those questions, and that's always what you want to know.
That is a lot of
And
times.
how.
But then I'll look something up. Like there was one guy who came on. He was a photography guy. Fuck, what was his? He had like a production company. Anyways,
Oh, is it Andy Barnes?
no, not him. He's a younger dude.
I feel like I've seen him.
He's made his rounds on a couple of podcasts. He's been on mine, like OG
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sessions. Anyways, but like I looked up. I went so deep looking into his career. I went on his freaking shit. What is it? What's
His
like
OnlyFans account?
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, yes. I literally went on his LinkedIn and I saw that he was
That's too much.
a part of the Best Buddies like program, which like works with autistic children and stuff.
cool.
And I had some involvement in back in the day when I found that. And I asked him about that. He's like, "How did you know that?" I was like, "Don't worry about my process."
What are you the CIA?
I just
Are
like
you FBI?
well, the reason why I just look a little bit deeper into something because it depends on like I want to see what their little interests are as well. You know, whether it's like podcasting or sports or whatever it is, it kind of helps me kind of
Yeah.
narrow down the way I want the podcast to go when it comes to the conversation style. And then there's other times where like I just sit down with people, like if it's just me and you, I'm not writing down questions for me and you.
You have a like you keep your podcast structured on a tight like a tighter time frame, so you have to get to the nitty gritty quicker. You know, like me, well, we got time. You know, we can like chop it up and talk about fucking trucks and mudding and fucking fishing and
Yeah.
whatever bullshit, you know, you feel like talking about.
But I feel like you guys are better at keeping a conversation going for that 2 hours.
He helps.
Right? Like for me, like me and Shannon, we both get to the hour point, and I'm like, okay, I don't really don't
Kind of
know.
asked all the questions.
Yeah,
Also, he talks really fast.
Yeah.
I do.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of runs through.
I had some critiques, but I'll keep them to myself.
like, there's some times where I'm sitting there and he's talking and he just keeps going.
What I do?
Nothing. It's you're a different era than I am, but there's like certain like hip words that you say.
Oh, lingo and stuff.
There's
yeah.
certain lingo, but you like burn it out, man.
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, what the fuck? Stop it.
Yeah, I've caught myself doing that before. I'm listening. I'm like, shit. It is what it is.
What are
Yeah.
some of the words? I can't remember.
I totally agree. That's the one. I say that
100%.
100%.
No,
I
it's
feel that.
not like it's like words like dope, but it's not dope.
Oh, that's fi.
Yeah, he'll say shit like that.
That's
or what,
fi.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really talk like that.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm a Florida boy.
no, it's fine.
I'm not taking. I don't care. It's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
He's
Don't
a
change.
jit.
He's a jit.
That is a Florida thing.
Yeah.
I
Can't
would
help it.
I
Yeah.
would call my cousins that from up north. And they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?"
don't change. I'm just saying. There was a couple I was listening to. I was like, I went a
what
little
is that?
overboard on that, but I'm sure there's shit that I say
It's everybody.
that make people cringe. They're like, dude, stop.
It's
You
my
know?
vernacular. It's the thing. And Shannon's actually talked to me about this. She's like, you'll get a catchphrase every so often.
Yeah.
You just burn that thing. I'm like, I know. What's the one I've been pissing you off with lately? Pin a rose on your nose.
Oh my gosh!
Well, like
You just randomly started saying, I'm like,
what we do when I say we, the adults with children, our kids will come with new words.
yeah.
And we will burn them out so they go, oh my God, stop saying it. And they'll stop saying it.
Bruh, stop.
But like, what was not fire? That was one of them. But
Lit.
like, lit was
Yeah.
one.
Yer.
That's
I,
lit.
I blew that up. It took me a week.
Sigma.
Glazed.
I don't know. These new ones, I
Glazed.
don't.
Yeah, I'm just glazing you up, bro. That's,
Yeah.
that's the new one.
No.
That's the one. And now and we use it incorrectly, which makes it even
It's
more
better.
fun.
Yeah.
And you can just hear her daughter going, oh, and she'll be like in her room, and me and Alana will just be like, yo, that's glazed, bro. Did you glaze that ham? Oh my God, this remote is glazing, bro. And we just say it wrong. And it's just like, and you just hear her going, oh my God, fucking stop.
That's not right.
Yeah.
That's my little brother. Steps the same way. He'll come out and say something. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, talk to me like a real freaking
Yeah.
human being.
Right, right.
And it's funny seeing him and my parents go back and forth now. I think
Yeah.
because he's 15, he's about to be 16 and get his license.
Yeah.
And it's funny seeing him become a little adult. I'm like, he's like, oh, I gotta have to go get a job. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, your soul will die just like mine did.
So, yeah, go sell it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm either gonna work at Publix or what was the other place?
Oh, he wants to work at Topgolf.
Topgolf.
I
Those are
mean,
the two options.
I told him, I was like, stop being a bitch. Go work at a restaurant. I'm like you can.
I mean, a
Yeah.
restaurant or the grocery business will teach you some
I feel
stuff.
like the grocery would because there's a lot of people that come through those lines.
and
or
they
whatever you're
don't
doing.
give a shit about you.
Yep.
You are worse than trash at a grocery store. And
Scan my items or I will fight.
You probably
Yeah.
start as a cart boy, collecting the carts.
pretty much. How old
Oh.
is he? 14?
He's 15
15,
now.
15.
Oh, I'll be the guy. I'm
he
gonna go
would-
leave carts
bagger.
all over the place.
Yeah, at 15 you start off as a baby bagger.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what we called them.
I'll come in there.
Baby bag.
I'll be like, where is my nylon bag? They're like, we sell nylon. I'm like, yeah. Where the fuck's it at?
I would like mine boxed,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh, can I take these out for you? Yes, you can actually. I never make the guys take our stuff
I
out.
always when I was a kid and that was my first job at Publix.
Yeah.
Both of my sisters worked there.
I have friends parents that still work there and
So
higher
they,
ups.
yeah, well, I kind of got the job because all the men were managers and they all wanted to bang my sisters.
Oh,
my
that's
gosh.
nice.
So they were like, "Oh, your little brother's coming?
Sure.
Word, he's hired. We're gonna get in good with him, and then maybe we can get in good with them."
We'll see you more often.
Right, and that was not the case. It did not. I
You're
was.
like, where's she at? Why is it just he's just here?
I was the biggest asshole at 15. I was straight just I was a jit. Like I was
a jit.
I was a fucking asshole, and like they realized real quick. I was one of those like back then it wasn't goth. It was just like heavy metal,
Punk rock kinda
long
thing.
hair, heavy metal, asshole mentality. Like fuck you.
Did you have the chain wallet?
to the establishment? Yes, I had a chain wallet and Doc Martens. you
Hey,
know.
the Doc Martens. That's a throwback right there.
We didn't wear skin tight pants back then. We wore the big baggy pants.
I did
Yeah,
the skinny
and tight
jeans.
shirts.
I regret the skinny jean days of my life. That
Yeah.
was a very regrettable thing.
Well, see, we grew up with we were like heavy metal, then Beastie Boys and shit like that, and it was like that skater style.
That's still my style, kind of to this
Yeah,
day. It's like
so
a
it was like
skater,
shell tops, baggy pants, and a tight shirt, which I could pull off back then. Now I look like Homer, so it doesn't really work.
Dude, as I've gotten older, man, my fashion carrying has gone down so low now.
Yeah.
I just wear t-shirts. I wear shorts. Most times it's these same freaking chubby shorts that I wear, and then my Hey Dudes all day.
Oh,
Don't hate.
I'm not hating.
Don't you dare.
I'll never wear them though.
Why? They're so comfortable.
I wear riding shoes
Okay.
or Vans.
You're not
That's
wearing shoes currently, anyway.
currently at all.
You're
No
you're
shoes.
super grounded. Right
Yeah,
now.
I am for real. I am
He's one
touching
with
the
the
grass.
He's been gripping the ground this whole conversation.
I have been.
with his toes.
I have been. I've been kneading the ground here.
Oh
This
my
carpet,
gosh, just like a kitty cat.
just like a kitty cat.
just like a kitty cat.
Just need my little ears.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but no. What the fuck were we even talking about?
Where you were talking.
Doesn't matter.
We were talking about a mix of things.
All different stuff. We were just going down that ADHD rabbit hole.
Yeah, pretty much.
I had a thought earlier. We were talking about death and shit, but I and ghosts and whatnot.
yeah.
And I was having this conversation with Alana, and we kind of agreed. We have our own little theory about that. It's like, I don't know if there's like an afterlife or just another dimension.
I could see that.
I feel like you just kind of go to the next dimension, whatever that looks like.
Maybe.
And then all these little ghost voices that people are catching on the, you know, on their EVPs and all this little, I think it's just where the dimensions bleed together.
I could see that
The lags.
because what's the saying goes is like energy can never be like created or destroyed kind
Right.
of thing.
Yeah.
And like I feel like that's what makes a human, right? Like you look, say if you go to a funeral, right, and you see the body of the person, that's no longer that person. The energy or whatever's inside them is left, and we don't know where
And
it
you
went.
can tell.
Yeah, like it's a somber feeling, or like a weird.
Yeah, you feel like you're looking at a coffee table.
Yeah, it's just like looking at a house where the lights are on but no one's home, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
That sounds kind of scary, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like that's the part that freaks me out.
It's like
is
Amityville horror.
it's just as you get older, time keeps going quicker, and you're like, wow, that time's gonna come sooner or
Yeah.
later, and that's kind of freaky.
That is the most gripping thought that I've ever had. And when I say gripping, it makes you it's like I liken it to thinking about being near a ledge of a mountain and someone's steadily pushing you off the ledge, and you're like, oh wait, if I fucking go over, I'm dead. Like, and then you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
and you're just trying to get that grip and
Yeah.
fucking no, hold on for for everything you can. And squeeze every ounce out, whatever out of your power, out whatever, and it's just like hanging on, and it's just like, but yeah, it freaks me out, and I get cold sweats.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna fucking be here one day. Like this consciousness that I have, what happens to it? Where does it go? And I've often said, like, if anybody tells you what happens after you're dead, they're full of shit.
Yep.
And that's why, like, for me, like, organized religion, it's cool for some people, but not for me, because it's just like that Bible, men wrote that.
Yeah.
And men are known to lie. And I say men, I mean humans wrote it.
Really, mostly women, but lie.
Well,
I'm just
I
kidding.
mean, if it was women, it was all lies.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Shannon's just getting hated on.
Fake news.
No, it's not her. Present company excluded.
So fake.
You're good.
I'm good.
We know you're not a liar. But yeah, I just feel like humans are fallible.
Yeah.
And so like, but people for years and years have been just like relying on this, and I think it's good for people that need it.
It's like an emotional scaffolding. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it gives them like this outline to live their life by, and some of them it makes them less assholes. It does make less assholes, but some of them use it as a springboard to be a bigger asshole.
Yeah.
You drank alcohol today, you're going to hell.
You're going to burn in the hellfire.
Yeah, but like when it comes to like the afterlife thing, what freaks me out about it is just like being a human's a weird experience just in general.
It
right?
is.
Like you just popped up one day
Yeah.
and like you woke up like, huh, I'm here.
Yep.
And I don't know. I feel like it's like we were watching one of those Sam and Colby videos, and it was like a cute message where like love is like really the main thing. I feel like
Love is all.
I feel like to be a human is to experience like with meeting different people, getting to hear other people's stories and mingling and things like that.
Yeah.
Like the weird things I think about is like me and Shannon were in the car the other day. I was like, isn't it weird that we are driving and there's like 10 million people around us all going to go do something else?
And you're going at
They'll have
incredible
somewhere to be.
speeds.
We're going incredible
and no one
speeds.
thinks about it.
That, but there's like so many people who are living so many different timelines, going at different different things. You live in a city for your whole life. I've been in Jacksonville my whole life. I probably haven't even met a single percentage
Yeah.
of the people that are here in
Could
Jacksonville.
you? And then you start thinking about, are those people NPCs?
Yeah. Well, like Shannon has this thing where she can like, are you one of those people where if you lay your head to go to bed, you can just go and pass out?
Pretty much.
I am not that person at all. Like I'm one of those people who
I have to have white noise though.
Yeah, I do too. I sleep with the TV on, but I have to be
Rain sounds.
yeah, like I have to take melatonin and all this
Oh,
stuff
no.
to stop the brain from moving. Because I'll start thinking about, wow, we're just human beings on a rock that's floating through space that's
Yeah.
like spinning around the galaxy
Keep you
1,000
awake
miles
at
an hour.
night,
I'm just
yeah.
like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going?
Me-
Patrick's laughing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm in bed and I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go to sleep. I'm tired. You
And
know,
you
it's
just
past
zonk out.
11 o'clock, so I put my phone down.
See, I'm just like you don't think about like external things. There's nothing. I'm not thinking about anything I can control. But that's the part that's freaky about it. Is just like life's going on, and
You
that's
need
what's
to
going
read
on.
the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing is,
It's a book.
Yeah.
It's a really good book.
the thing is like I'm not freaked out by it, but it's just a weird thing to think about.
It is.
just like human existence is more. I'll just start thinking about it. I'm not like shivering or like freaking out. It's just more. I'm like, what about this and
Yeah.
all this other
I
kind of stuff.
preoccupy my mind space with more like songs and just
Yeah.
mindless things where I'm just like, okay, eventually
time to shut down.
Yeah.
Shannon's sleeping like Fergalicious. She's like Fergalicious step. That's what she's. pretty
And
much doing.
Connor's over there
It's very
going, "Do frogs
possible
get
sometimes."
married?
Yeah, are there really gay frogs out there?
Like, do they have
Turn the freaking
ceremonies?
frogs gay.
The good old Alex
Who
Jones.
officiates? The praying mantis?
Oh god, no.
Could you imagine if those things were like 50 feet tall?
No.
We'd all be fucked.
What was that movie
be
back in the
freaky.
day where like
Starship Troopers.
no, it was like where the family shrunk down and then there was like an
Honey,
ant.
I Shrunk the
ant-
Kids.
Yes. where like the ant saved them and everything. That was
Yeah.
like one of the saddest movie deaths I've ever seen in my life.
I could not imagine.
Like the ant died. I'm like no.
Wow.
Or like Iron.
Wow.
You must not have seen Old Yeller
Yes, I did.
or Where the Red
man.
Fern Grows.
I have not seen that one. Or there was another one called The Iron Giant. It was the cartoon.
Yep.
When the giant died, bro.
Yeah.
remember
But
Sad
did he
face.
really?
Did he really?
Because at the end, that one little bolt was moving around.
What's the Michael Bay movies? It's like the finger that starts
Yeah.
twitching and they start coming back.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a Disney movie. That
It
Iron
was.
Giant?
I'm sorry, I have feelings.
They're not gonna kill
They killed
no,
the robot.
Like-
absolutely not.
Big Hero 6
Oh yeah.
when he got lost in he left him to save the kid's life. He's like, I'm gonna stay in this fucking void realm.
hmm
And then when the kid got out, he realized he had his software in his hand.
Oh, that's crazy.
So he just made him again.
Just bring him back.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Can't be killing people in Disney
No,
unless you're Deadpool.
Deadpool's the shit.
Well,
Deadpool's the shit. I love Ryan Reynolds whenever he's doing his fucking Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
Those are always
Deadpool's
his
great.
best stuff.
I heard his wife was a cunt.
well, there's just a lot of drama with them right now.
Yeah. Do you know the
I don't
download?
know. I don't know a whole lot about it. I get my news from Snapchat Daily Mail.
Oh,
So
okay. I thought it was like you sounded like you were in the know, and I was gonna like
no, I
give us
just
the tea.
just a lot
Spill
of stuff going on with them right now.
Yeah.
Her and T Swift are no longer friends.
Oh God,
Whoop-de-doo.
God forbid Taylor
Yep.
Swift is not liking someone.
Are you a T Swift fan?
No, I mean I like her music, but
you?
I'm not like a hardcore Swiftie.
But you
Shan-
can listen to it if it comes on the radio.
Yeah.
You're not gonna change the channel.
No.
Shannon's
I
an
would.
old soul, man. She listens to like Avril Lavigne and like a good mix of not old soul, but like earlier 2000s
Yeah.
kind of style stuff.
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
Okay.
Fergie, who else? I'm trying to think. I've been
I
listening
listen to a
to.
lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I've been on a country kick lately.
Country?
And I love me
Country's
some
good.
country music.
Like real country or like
Like Morgan Wallen.
Well, I listen to
and
more than that.
Jelly Roll and
I wouldn't even say
Sturgill Simpson.
Sturgill Simpson's a good one.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. You put me on the spot. I'm trying to think. I like
Sturgill Simpson. Isn't that? No, that's not the guy what's his name?
He made Ronin and all those other songs. The video.
Oh yeah.
I
No,
like-
that's not really country though.
I like Toby
Yeah.
Keith, all them, Brad Paisley, Tim McGraw.
Yeah, see, those are the ones that are like I don't know.
Carrie
There was a
Underwood.
period of time that I was after
Those
my
are the
divorce.
good ones,
I
though.
was told to get into country music because country music will make me feel better, and I was like,
It does not make you feel better. It makes
No.
you sad. It's some real like hard shit.
no. There was two that my friend Roy with the shout out Roy DJ Co.
Yo, yo.
my sister texted me. I'm sorry. She's watching the live stream.
Oh, I'm sorry, sister.
She was talking about us
She'll tell you
sleeping.
how-
She relates to Connor a lot.
Thank you.
She can't stay. She can't go to sleep.
Thank
Can't go
you.
to sleep.
Thank you, Megan. I'm glad that you feel the same way. But
She's thinking if ants have carnivals.
yeah,
I know.
but I mean, like what the song we danced to at our wedding was a oh shit, what's his name? Lee Bryce. Lee
Okay.
Bryce song. I love Lee Bryce too.
Is that I
Yes,
loved her
it was
first?
great.
No, it was I
That
don't.
was my mom's.
That's a good song.
Okay, that's a song for like father daughter usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, our song was I Don't Dance
Yeah.
by Lee Bryce.
Yeah, that's
Because he
the
doesn't
one.
dance to it.
I don't dance
But with
either.
me.
Mm,
He
I'm not a
does.
dancer.
But I danced at my daughter's wedding.
Yeah, you did.
Jesus, there's a
There's
video
certain
somewhere out
events
there.
you gotta.
She had both my dads to
No,
dance with.
I danced.
Oh, you dance.
Pull a
Like,
hamstring.
oh no,
She wanted
Just
to do this routine.
it was a choreographed thing.
She wanted
That's
to,
great.
and she was like, "Let's get together on the weekends and plan it
That's
out." I was
cool.
like,
Love
"I'm not
it.
doing that."
Oh,
And so she goes, "Okay." I said,
Dream
"Here's
killer.
what." I said, "Here's what we'll compromise." I said, "We'll start out with a song, and then, because my friend Roy was the DJ,
okay.
and he got involved, and we were like, this is the song we're gonna sing or dance to, and then in the middle, you play this in.
Kick it.
You add it in. It was It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right, I think is what it was.
Okay.
And in the beginning, it's like, you are now being, whatever. It's like, and then when that part bled in through the song that we were slow dancing to, I'm like, we were like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then it goes, hit it.
That's great.
That's fucking
And,
cool.
and I was just,
I like it. I think that's a cool
it was
thing
bad.
to do.
It was really, really bad.
My sister rapped at our wedding.
Oh.
She
Yeah.
did a full fucking it was a good minute or two rap, and she made it all up
Yep.
for us and everything. It was pretty good.
About our
I would give it to her.
lives,
Shout out Megan on that.
I don't know how she did it. I don't know if I could do something like that.
And then my best friend just roasted me for about 5 minutes
Yeah.
with his speech.
was
he was
hilarious.
he's bringing up old shit. I'm like, stop. I'm like, my
hilarious.
parents are here. we
That's
don't.
hilarious.
It was great.
It's good
Yeah,
times.
we didn't even think about that stuff when I got married. Friends roasting you and shit. That would have been really fun.
Yeah, it was just that was his best man speech.
Yeah.
That's all he was doing was roasting me. But it was a good one, man.
Episode of Kill Tony.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Kill Tony's that
That's too
shit.
funny.
For sure. I wish I don't. You probably can't pull up Facebook, but I was gonna say I think it's on my Facebook. It's definitely not on my Instagram. That dancing
The
video.
dance? Oh.
Mhm. Yeah, it's pretty
We
bad.
got to show it.
pretty
Insert
bad.
it into the clip.
There is no clip. I'm not editing shit.
And then at our wedding too, they had to cut a bunch of parts of it, which I'm not surprised. But they did an outside thing where they could do a video message, and as the night progressed, you would see people come. They're like, "Hey,
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah.
congratulations, we're happy for you." Towards the end, they're like, "You're fucking awesome," that?
Yeah.
Everybody started getting drunker
Yeah,
and drunker.
you're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
We're so glad to be here. This is great.
That's how my mom was, bless her heart. She gets fun when she drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And she was out there dancing with every dude.
Sounds
Oh
like a
my.
solid night to
Every
me.
guy. And we were like, she was having so much fun, and then at the end of the night she fell over. She busted her fucking head.
Oh damn.
And we were like, "Oh my god, are you good?"
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
And then she's usually she's like this quiet, is everybody mad at me?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, everyone had a great time with you, and
Yeah.
they thought you were awesome
I-
until you cracked your fucking skull open.
You
Hey,
had to ruin the mood.
I mean, I blacked
Well,
out.
then we were just worried, at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
But
I blacked out at our wedding. That was bad. Towards the end of the night, I remember talking to her family, keeping it as straight as possible.
yeah.
And then everything caught up to me once all the adrenaline wore off. And I was sitting there throwing up outside of the pool
Aw.
area. Oh, it was so
We went
bad.
up to the room. His buddy's in the bathroom, rubbing his back, singing to him, and I'm out on the couch eating.
That's hilarious.
And then my firefighter buddy's over my shoulder. He's like, "Let me give you an IV. I have one in the room
yeah,
right
we
now."
can set you up.
After
I'm-
how many drinks he had.
Yeah, I was like, "You're not touching me with a needle." I'm like, "Get the fuck away from me."
That's hilarious.
He's like, should I do it? I was like, you do you.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna.
I would have done it, but I mean, I kind of couldn't drink because we had limo issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the limo broke down before it went to go pick her up from her mother's house. It broke down halfway there. It was sitting on the side of 295. So they found out, and then I'm already at the church
Venue and everything.
at the
yeah.
venue, and I'm already there waiting
Mm.
and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then the little preacher guy would go out and speak to everybody, just you let like a opening act or
Yeah.
whatever.
He's like,
He's
hey, she's still coming.
yeah. And he come back there and he put his hand and she said, "Don't worry, son, she'll be here." I'm like,
Patrick's like, "Oh
"Fuck."
shit."
Oh my
No, he
God.
wasn't even around back then, but I don't even know. He was probably alive, but
He was probably
I'm talking about
alive.
my wedding.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his wedding.
No,
That's
no.
what I
I'm
thought.
talking about my
That's-
wedding.
I
that's what-
thought you meant for the daughter.
100%. I thought you were talking about
I'm
him.
talking
I was
about my wedding.
I was like, Patrick got
His
scared.
wedding.
He's like, "Fuck."
And
Oh.
so I had
So you're the one
I
like,
had a
was
little
she
Mazda
coming?
Protege. It was like a
Okay.
4-door stick shift,
Yeah.
tiny little car, and I drove that there. And she was supposed to show up in the limo. Well, she ended
Gotcha.
up showing up in somebody else's car. They whipped into the parking lot, and she came in. We got married, and then when we left, there was no limo. So she had this giant poofy dress, and we had to pack it into the fucking Mazda. And then Gabby was little, and she was in the back seat.
Oh my God.
And and then she was like, and I'm in a full in tux and everything, and Gabby's like, "I want McDonald's," and I was like, "Okay." So we go through the McDonald's,
Yeah.
and we're all, and they're like, "Oh my God, did y'all just get married?" And we're like, "Totally did."
Yeah.
Now we want
get,
food.
Yeah, we just get really dressed up to go to McDonald's.
We love McDonald's. I don't think you understand
Yeah.
the respect we have.
So
Right.
we got her little chicken
Fine
nuggies.
establishment.
And then came out here to the the wedding was in Mandarin and then the reception was out here. I don't know why they did that, but probably cost or something like that.
We did all ours all in one place.
Yeah.
So like we got married at World Golf Village, and the hotel was on the same
Ah,
property.
smart.
We did for that specific reason, like with drinking. We didn't want anybody having any dangerous situations going on. And
Everybody was fucked up at our wedding.
Ours was too. Yes.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Including
well,
myself.
like you got to think like, well, in between the wedding and then we went to Eagle Harbor where they have that little bridge to do photos there. And then after that, everybody went to our house, which was over here in this area, and they're all Serbian. So and they have the Slivovitz, and it's
what's Slivovitz?
It's like plum brandy, or they make it it's basically it's fucking moonshine.
Interesting.
80 or 90%.
Never heard of that before.
It's powerful.
Slivo.
Yeah,
it was
Slivo.
aggressive.
Yeah, very powerful. And there's in every Serbian wedding, there's a kum, which is like the Godfather. Kinda. And he carries this flask around his neck. And it's got that in it, and they have a bucket of this shit to fill it back up with.
Yeah.
But he goes around giving everybody some,
Interesting.
and everybody was fucking toe up from the flow up, and then we went to the reception. So there was like wedding, pictures, party at my house, reception.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we were all fucked up. But I had to chill because I had to drive me and the bride and the kid home. So
back in the day before Uber and stuff, it wasn't quite as accessible. That's not an old joke. That's just me being serious.
No, there was no Uber back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My sister said she would send a message in the chat if she had an account, but she doesn't.
Aw.
She wanted me to show this photo because
boy.
it shows all the drunkenness in our eyes.
Is that a captain's hat? What
Yes,
is
I
that?
had a captain's hat
He had
on.
a captain's hat that says groom on it.
My boys gave that to me for my bachelor
slippers
party.
say I do.
I was having a good old time.
Yeah. It was
Shirts
fun.
all on.
That was right before the...
Yeah, that's right before life started getting bad for me.
That's hilarious.
Good times. Good times.
Good times.
It was great.
Good times. What time is it, Patty?
9:22.
Holy balls. Have we been going that long?
Yeah.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah,
My
makes about sense.
goodness.
Yeah.
Gosh darn.
It's been a good time, bro. It's
It
always
is.
good
It's
catching
always
up.
good.
Yeah.
I love hanging out with y'all, man. I hate to say we should go do something because I'm broke.
I understand. It's
Do
all
you
good.
golf?
I don't. Like Alana and her daughter went to Top Golf
Yeah.
a while ago and they loved it. But I'm just not a golfer. I mean, I'm sure I could do it, but
You gonna be at his cookout?
I didn't know about a cookout.
Yeah, we'll get with that.
Oh, excuse me.
No, I'll tell you all the dates here in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll just show up to their house
It's
whenever I
exclusive.
want.
I don't know if I'll
It's
be
exclusive.
in
I
town
don't.
or
It's
not.
fine. I might not want to go. So fuck you.
No, you're invited. I'm just saying.
Y'all
all
just
these
have
other
a go-
motherfuckers need to know.
That's true.
Oh,
That's true.
okay.
That's true.
I'm invited to the cookout.
Yeah,
It's an exclusive.
it's exclusive.
Okay. I got you.
I'm
It's in
bringing
your
it
paid
up.
subscription service.
Oh shit!
Either way,
I think I paid for that.
I'm a text message away as always.
Hell
Let
yeah,
me know,
man.
man. I say I'm
I
always
know.
down.
I know, and I'm bad about it too.
It's
so.
all good, bro. I'm not the first one to reach out to people very often.
Yeah.
I'm the same way, dude. I'm
Yeah.
usually Monday through Friday. I'm chilling in my own little world, working, eating dinner, and then probably playing video games at the end of the night. That's
Hell yeah.
what I do 99% of the time.
I know. I've got lofty goals to like go and hang out with people.
Yeah.
My friend Easy, he's like, we went on like one ride. He rides motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let's go for a ride, and we did one ride, and then after that, it's like, let's go do this shoot, let's go do that. Haven't done anything else.
It's just one of those
Everybody's
things.
just so
You
busy.
get worn out too.
I say, obviously, you work. You work your day job and everything.
Well, and I ride my bike damn near every day to work.
Oh, do
So
you?
whenever somebody's like, let's go on a ride, I'm like, bitch, I ride every day.
That's cool.
In fucking Jacksonville and in Orange Park, and
Mm-hmm.
it wears on you.
I understand.
I love riding though. I mean, it takes the stress what I've had from the day, and it just melts
That's
as soon
good.
as I sit on that bike. I'm like, I'm home.
Anything like that, man, is just good to do. You know what I mean? That's me. Like, when I first walk through the door, go take my shower, and I literally sit down on the couch and just melt there for a little bit,
Right.
Yep.
That's my favorite thing,
100%.
Well,
I think we'll call it a night, man.
I
Oh shit, Patrick was ready.
I
He's
will.
like, I'm
Did you hear
tired.
that?
I do appreciate you guys having us on.
I thank you, and thanks for
Great to be
sporting your
of course.
GBP merch. And
Yeah,
I
that's
when I said I might change it, I'm thinking about. I know you probably saw the RGB logo that I posted. It's on my Facebook.
Yeah,
But anyways, it may just be the Real Graybeard Podcast, but I'll switch it to RGB,
I like it.
which
Well,
also has like photography and videography
Yeah.
connotations because red, green, blue.
of course. And before we get out of here, make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you guys give us a follow on the
Who Are You podcast?
Yes, sir. And make sure you guys keep an eye out for C2 promotions coming out soon.
He's way better at that than I am, but please go follow them on Instagram, all the podcast providers, and I'm smoking right now. But
Yes, sir.
And then the YouTubes, follow them on YouTube and us. If you haven't followed us on YouTube or Instagram, it's Graybeard Podcast. On both of those, TikTok is Graybeard Productions, and Facebook is whatever. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Woo!
Bye.
Later.
Bye-bye.